he needs
Shay!
he
Shay! 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 Stop mass tickling me! Just say Shay! Can you please just tell them to use the right pronouns? You know it's causing me a lot of distress.
Of course I'm the victim, like who would it be? Of course, like everybody here hurt me, like...
Must be positive. Must not criticize.
Everything is sexist.
Sexist.
Everything is racist.
Racist.
Everything is homophobic.
Homophobic.
And you have to point it all out.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Make Sundays Great Again. We're going to talk about toys, but we're going to talk about gaming. We're going to talk about how things have changed over the years, maybe a little bit of why. I have the great pleasure of having none other than Stuttering Craig from SIDESCROLLERS joining me today. He can only stay for so long. We're lucky to have him for the time that he does have available for us. But before we get going, I got to ask you guys a question. I'm going to put this on the stage just right here. Again, we talk about toy activism a lot. Do you guys feel that Captain America and Antifa share the same values? This poll is in the chat. I'm going to leave it up for all of you to share your thoughts and opinions, lend your voice to it. Do you feel Captain America, Steve Rogers, shares the same values, beliefs, behaviors, and norms as Antifa? I want to know. You let me know. I'm going to remove this from the screen. We will leave the poll up. This is going to be pretty fast and furious. Again, Craig's going to stay as long as he can. And when he's got a bolt, he's got a bolt. Then it'll just be me and yous, and we'll hang out for a little while longer. So without further ado, let's get into it.
SIDESCROLLERS with me, Stuttering Craig.
With me, Stuttering Craig. Well, we're going to bring the man himself in right now. Ladies and gentlemen, give a good, hearty Wolverines welcome to none other than Stuttering Craig.
Wolverines!
Wolverines! Hell yeah!
Why are we not? Oh, this is why.
Hell yeah,
The-
let's go.
It's like my second day on the job. Craig, how are you, my friend?
Good, and I appreciate you using my proper pronouns. You're making me uncomfortable right now. So, I don't know what they are. I don't know what my pronouns are, but just, I'll let you know when I'm offended. So.
Oh, please do. Yeah. Just hit the offended button and we won't give a shit. And then we'll just keep going. It'll be fine. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, he's already doing it. Just for anybody.
I hit it so hard I disconnected my mic for a second. Sorry about that.
You did that. You did that on your stream on Friday. You were doing something, and you just pulled your mic cable out.
Yeah, I'm a professional.
Look, you pull your mic cable out. For some reason, I'm in solo layout. It's fine. This is what we do. This is why it's live TV. It's
Listen, the scuff is part of the presentation. Like that's just part of the beauty. Like if you want to watch super professional pro, hey man, you got yourself some ESPN or whatever you want to watch, right? Listen, the scuff is the part of being on the internet, and that's the beauty of it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I've always felt that same way. Like if you want the super polish, go watch heavily edited long form videos. I mean, we all do those too, but I love the live stream part. Well, you do make videos, but yeah.
Right.
I like the, who knows what's going to happen this week. I'm a big fan of it. So for anybody who doesn't know, which I don't know why they wouldn't, give everyone who was nice enough to come join us today, just give them your 60-second elevator pitch. Unless you need longer, take longer.
I'm just a normal man. I host a show called SIDESCROLLERS. We're live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to about 1 to 1:15, 1:30ish, depending on how long we want to go with the topics of the day. We're just kind of like a sanctuary, an oasis, if you will, for common sense on the internet. It's been a great show, great run. We've been doing it for about 3 years now. Prior to that, I was a part of multiple brands. I started a brand 20 years ago called Screw Attack. A lot of people knew me from that. Then I worked for Rooster Teeth, and really the big thing was I found that like people are insane, and I wanted to talk about it, and that's how SIDESCROLLERS started, and specifically the video game industry. So I'm just a normal guy, and we produce a really fun show with myself, Blabs, who's my producer, and Phoenix, who is a superstar in the best way possible. So we have a bunch of great guests. So yeah, it's super fun. If you haven't checked us out, consider giving us a shot. If you don't want to, that's cool too.
That's an awesome elevator pitch. Mine's always I don't know. I do stuff. I'm based and I know things. That's just kind of my deal. Right. You and I were talking backstage about some of the awesome guests you have. For anybody who doesn't know, Jake Monroe, he is one of the best out there as far as rational people on YouTube trying to keep the sanity. And you have covered, you've discussed at length many times, Andy Pants Gaming, who I'm a huge fan of. So you definitely have a lot of quality people.
Yeah,
no, but you did a video covering him.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's a lot of good people out there. They're talking about things, and I think if SIDESCROLLERS can unite everybody under one front, that's great. Like this past week, we had a bunch of VTubers on who are fairly quote unquote based, and it was a great show. We had Kirsha, Powder, and Leaflet on one show, and we had outstanding viewership. But after we finished the show, Powder was like, I think that was like a really good just show of force, and I think that's one of the things that we can do on a day-to-day basis. So just show people that hey, you're not insane, you're not crazy, that is weird,
you're not alone.
Right.
You're not alone. And in the toy collecting spaces, again, you and I, we just kind of quickly chatted about this backstage. I was surprised to find out just how many of that ideologically, emotionally driven kind of leftist agenda exists within the toy collecting spaces. And just between you and me, here's my little 60-second. I was always that person. I never wanted to discuss, what goes on in the bedroom. How I identify or anything like that, politics or religion. I never wanted to discuss those things.
Sure.
Charlie Kirk gets assassinated. A bunch of people and I hate the word community because the way that it's abused, and it's very like, communist skewed these days. Like, hey, comrade, like get on board. So many people, they were just celebrating that. And, as soon as they just kind of pulled the mask off, I was like, what the frig is this? And then it just got worse and worse and worse. And I don't know if people just became comfortable, showing their true colors. And then I made a video about we should keep, politics and that stuff like out of our hobbies. And that's all it was. It was really just kind of one of those, hey, that's your personal stuff. And
Right.
most of America is very middle of the road. And the more like far left stuff you bring into this equal and opposite direction, you know, as Newton told us, you're going to bring it from the right. And then nobody wants that, right? Because the people on the left don't want the shit on the right. People on the right don't want the shit on the left. Maybe we should just leave it out. And then that's when I became, you know, the drill, right? I became every ist, every phobe, every this. I was, you know, just
welcome to the club. That's right.
Yeah. So after that, I was like, you know what? I'm tearing this Band-Aid off. And that's where we are today. So,
well, and that's just it. You know, I think that's the thing about Charlie Kirk in particular was when Charlie got shot almost a year ago now. Think about that. Almost a year ago. Whew, you know, what happened was that created many more Charlie Kirks. Now, the Charlie Kirk, the eloquence of Charlie is something that is going to be really, really hard to replicate. He was very good. He's a very good communicator. The courage of Charlie, though, was passed on to a lot of people who were just like, I'm done with it. I'm done with it. I've been quiet for so long. I can't deal with this. And I'm not going to not be quiet anymore. Or I'm not going to stay quiet anymore. And good, you know, like if people spoke up before, none of this would have happened. You know, you got to nip it in the bud when you start seeing this stuff. And that's what happened in video games. Video games was the first to adopt this nonsense. It's going to be the last to drop it, because when you look at people in that space in particular, I mean, they are mentally unwell. I'm not saying there aren't regular people, because there are, but those people are scared to speak out about it because all of a sudden, you know, little Sally, who now wants to be Timmy, and in programming, all of a sudden you need to support Timmy, because if you don't, well, you're the bad guy. You're the bad guy. Look at how brave Sally is, you know, for wanting to be Timmy.
Stunning and brave, and you're just a this, that, and the other thing.
Well, and you get othered. You get othered in your work. You get othered in your, in your community, whatever, and you could potentially lose your job, and that's dangerous. Like, that's beyond dangerous. And then on top of that, you have this this idea that, like, in the past, if Sally wanted to be Timmy, people are like, dude, shut the fuck up. You kidding me?
Yeah.
You know, sorry, can I cuss? Sorry, I wasn't.
Yeah,
wasn't
absolutely.
Sure,
Just tell him fucking walk it off. Yeah.
Right. And you'd be like, dude, stop being so weird, right? And now it's, oh, Sally's the bravest, you know, and it's this culture of, you know, you hear the word used all the time, this suicidal empathy. And that's exactly what's sunken into and got its claws on all of these hobbies.
Yeah, you have to accept it. You have to respect it. It's like, well, you know, respect is earned, and it's a two-way street. Like that's kind of a slippery slope. I will say that our good friend Justin Booth just subscribed to SIDESCROLLERS. So you got one more. You got one more out of our house. And Craig,
let's go.
There is a phrase that we use around here at these parts, just like you were talking about all that stuff. There's this overarching kind of term that I like to use, and it's this. That's that bullshit. That's that bullshit.
Quality phrase. Quality phrase. I like it.
It applies to all sorts of stuff. Mother Slug's pronouns are meat popsicle.
That's good. That's important, and I'll make sure to totally ignore them, like I do all pronouns.
Yes, absolutely. You know, we were kind of talking about certain people. We all love gaming. You and I talked backstage about how I felt that, you know, the three pillars, I don't know, fandom or whatever, you know, just the stuff that we all grew up with.
Sure.
Gaming, comics, toys, comics, gaming, however you want to, you know, line them up, all of us. And I've always been heavily into the three. Hey, thoughts. I know you talked about that everything is sexist, everything is racist, everything. And I was like, I just used that clip not that long ago. I still got that. Yeah. So I cut a little pre-intro just for you.
Well,
so when we talk about our hobbies being invaded, again, I showed that image of, you know, the toy activism, which is it's retarded as shit. You know, and people, they want to project their ideologies onto like our heroes and things like that. And I think that's an abuse of them. But how did these two it specifically Anita Sarkeesian, how did they leave their mark, or how did they affect or infect gaming? Just in your words.
Yeah. Okay. I got a lot of thoughts here, right?
Yeah, I know.
So here is the deal with Sarkeesian and the waitress here, as I like to call her.
See, I call her the sex worker.
Oh no, that's in my world. That's just called whore. Yeah, I don't do the sex worker thing. You're just a slut. That's all. But with that said, so here's the issue: is Sarkeesian started all this stuff because she was a girl. Now she is a mid girl. She's always been mid, and she's always been egotistical. So egotistical that in the last few years she married herself because she was lonely and alone. Right? If you recall that from 40 when she turned 40. Okay, cool. Yeah. Right? Which is probably one of the saddest things that I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, just pathetic cat mom.
Right. So back up. She's in her late 20s. She is girl boss, and she is pointing out these things. And this all started early 2010s, right? She goes into the video game industry, goes, you are wrong, and you are alienating a female base because this is, and think of the audience that you could hit by being more open to this, right? So she's speaking to these companies from a monetary standpoint. She says, hey, you can make so much more money if you just don't make this a boys club. Because you think about the games, like girls have always played video games. Like my daughter plays video games. Games are fun, but very rarely, like there's a stat with the Entertainment Software Association, that's the governing board of video games, that says 50% of females, 50% of gamers are females. And we all know
Candy
that's
Crush.
total bullshit.
Candy
Yes,
Crush.
exactly.
Yeah.
When you account for mobile games, okay, right? But when you talk about actual video games on, whether it's PC, whether it's console, primarily male driven, whereas mobile games primarily female driven. That's how you get your 50%.
Yep.
But she's going in and talking to not Candy Crush, but she's talking to, Halo, Gears, whatever, right? Your primary
Yeah,
gamers
she's going
games.
at Bungie and them, yeah.
Right, and that's how this all sneaks in. She's sneaking, well, you need to be more accepting, you need to do this, you need to do that, and this will ultimately help with your bottom line. That's what opens these executives' ears up. So that's how she gets in the door. All of a sudden, she plays the victim. The boys are like, hey, I don't want, why do I want this? Who is this girl? Why is she, who does she represent? She doesn't even play video games, which she even said herself, right? She said herself that she doesn't even like to play video games. It was just something. So she's sticking her nose where it doesn't belong. And I used this reference a couple days ago in a video talking about this, where if I got out and I was like, look, I really, I see a big issue in the yarn club, right? Or the knitting club. I was going to go to the World Knitting Association and be like, I'm sorry, I just want to let you know, males feel extremely ostracized in this space, and you have a tremendous opportunity to generate so much more money by opening in males, right? And so instead of knitting cats and stuff, now all of a sudden you're knitting guns and various other things. How would the people who had been there knitting for, I don't know, let's just say 20 or 30 years feel if all of a sudden dudes came into their space and were like, yeah, it's our space now. And by the way, Craig is the focal point of this. And now all we're going to do is build guns, right? Like they would not like that very much.
I have magazines that want koozies. I mean,
right.
Fine.
So, there you go. That's how the hen or the fox got in the hen house there.
Yeah. And, because everything's about like how they identify, and we have to, put a term to everything. So she's Iraqi, Armenian, Canadian.
Yeah.
That right?
Super minority.
And she's obviously like, she runs Feminist Frequency. It was gone. It's kind of back again. It's like pathetic as shit. There are some videos of hers, like, why is Link sexist? And, the quotes from Shigeru Miyamoto, when he was asked about her, and, he's just based because the Japanese, they don't play around with that stuff. And then she had that series called Tropes versus Women in Gaming. So I'm gonna mine some of that a little bit here and there. And then obviously Alyssa Mercante, she wants to fight everybody, and she was an author and editor at Kotaku until 2024 when she was shit canned.
Well,
Like all the rest of them get shit canned when they go woke. G4.
Right. Well, listen, no, G4 is a totally another story.
Oh yeah, Frost Kieran. Yeah, we don't have enough
Right.
time.
And I would love to get Frost Kieran on our show sometime. That'd be great.
Oh,
But
God.
the thing about Mercante was she had always been there until she started like blatantly lying. And
Yes.
that's the thing is, people talk about like Gamergate. This was this major cultural thing. And depending on who you talk to, you're going to get two different answers as to why Gamergate existed.
Yeah.
The people who were the victims, they'll go in, who portray themselves as the victims. I say that they're going to say it was about sexual harassment and women and all that, right? Where the vast majority of people who would quote unquote be based would say it was just about journalism in video games. Well, Mercante spurred on Gamergate 2, in the last couple of years because of the blatant lies, specifically in regards to lying by omission when it came to another Fox in the Hen House of Sweet Baby Inc., which is a consultancy company, right?
Yeah.
Kim did
Bellinger,
a story
yeah.
about them. Yeah. She did an entire story about it, and about how they were the victims, when in reality it was an employee at Sweet Baby Inc. that spurred off, that instigated the whole thing. It's like this employee went in, lit a fire, then walked off and was like, "I'm so hot and burnt," and she wrote about how it was so hot and burnt as opposed to the employee lighting the fire. So it's just the lies by omission.
Yeah. Like my friend and channel member here, Brandon R, says, who doesn't love to play a rousing afternoon game of Depression Quest?
It's
I freaking do. I mean, why not, right?
One of maybe that's the next game. Maybe that's a game that we publish over at SIDESCROLLERS. Was we look into video game development, the idea of just making a game that's all about being the victim. Man, that'd be an awesome game.
Oh yeah.
I'm writing that down.
Victimhood, the game. Yeah, write it down. Jay Vincent.
It's called Depression Quest. I'm taking
Depression Quest. Jay Vincent says, I just went and subscribed to SIDESCROLLERS. The Texas shirt sold me. Texas forever. There you go.
Let's go. I am a Texan through and through, the greatest country in the world. And thank you very much.
They're getting pushed in that direction. That's for sure. And again, you talked about Anita Sarkeesian and that kind of stuff. And I had specifically mentioned Bungie because of this image right here.
Yeah.
So once we start getting like all of those people, and there's so many names that we could name. Most of them are either women or people who think they're women, right? And they're generally, that white leftist woman, the downfall of all Western civilization. This Women's History Month, join us in celebrating the women who shape Halo in our universe, our studio, and our community. And again, for everybody who's here, I went through, and these were all from Andy Pants Gaming, because he does the Lord's work and we just borrow from him. But he showed all these development teams. This is what they used to look like at Bethesda. This is what they look like now. And Bungie, and now Halo Studios, or whatever the frick they're called this week, and on and on and on. And how they go from like a bunch of base dudes getting Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4, to run at 60 frames per second in 2007. And now they're like, it took us 7 years and almost $1 billion to make this piece of shit. So
right.
Yeah,
and it's broken, and it's broken.
Straight up broken.
Stuttering issues and all sorts of stuff. As somebody who stutters, I can definitely relate. So
BS Bentley's going to join us in Depression Quest, but needs to grab his inhaler first.
Oh, that's good, Shane. Glad you're with us today.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Appreciate it very much. Jiggly Saint says, I still say it was weird when I found myself in a Twitch chat with Anita and her friends. Oh, good Lord.
Ooh, man.
But back then, I had bought into the ideology.
Oh, poor Jiggly Saint. Jiggly Saint's been a long time viewer, and I'm glad that Jiggly Saint has broken out of the curse, which is good. Also, I see Smash in the chat. Smash, good to see you. Just lay off the fisticuffs, all right? I know she wants to fight everybody physically.
Ooh. Are we fighting?
Well, that was a classic waitress quote.
Like,
or fight me physically.
Come fight me, bitch. Yeah,
that's right.
But again, right, when you're emotionally driven and facts fuck you up real bad, the only thing you have to fall back on is threats of violence and all these polls that have been put out where was it like 70-80% of people on the far left feel that violence against people that they don't agree with is warranted. And that's it's very telling and it's shocking.
Could you imagine if that was flipped? And let's just say hypothetically it was
or immigration.
Right.
Let's just say that if all the illegals, wanted to vote for, DJT, the left would be just shutting down the border real quick.
Sure. But could you imagine if let's just say 40 to 50% of you call it the far left, we'll call it the far right, decided the exact same thing. The idea that there violence for political purposes made sense. Could you imagine how quickly the left would die?
Oh, well, yeah. Not only that, but how quickly the legacy media would spin it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Whereas
sure,
the way that is now, they're like quiet as church mice. They don't want to say shit because it ruins the narrative, especially when we look at. You guys covered the gay cruise ship that wasn't allowed to like dock in Turkey and all that stuff. And I was gonna, but you guys already did. So I was like, okay, I'm going to let that go, even though I kept all the screenshots because it's freaking hilarious. But some dude just drove a big freaking panel van through a gay pride parade in Germany, and nobody's saying shit about that because he comes from a culture that if they talked about it, just like that movie Citizen Vigilante, if they talked about it, it ruins the narrative and they can't have that.
It's funny you mentioned that because I only saw that a car did that. Just the car. There was no one driving the car. Just the car drove through instead of somebody driving the car. That was all the headlines, So yeah, I've been seeing that a lot as well. Just the headline is once again lying by omission. This car just did this randomly. Who's the driver? What? What are you talking about?
Well, it's the same thing with gun violence, right? Blame the gun, blame the gun, blame the gun. I mean, if it's just sitting on a table, it's not going to get up, grow legs, walk over to somebody and just, discharge itself. But yeah, exactly.
Right.
I will say Jiggly Saint, and this is kind of piggybacking off something you were talking about earlier, Craig, and it's just that general theme that we always sort of come back to. There's a lot of people in my chat, my channel memberships, my subscribers, even one of my most trusted mods, who's a very good friend of mine, on the left, but not so far where they're on that crazy train. And this kind of all goes back to like that Chuck Norris approach and why the left celebrated the death of Chuck Norris, because he was on the left, like Ronald Reagan was on the left. And then at some point they go so far to the left that people are just going to get off. At some point, it's too far. Because
I would say that and to kind of further your point, I would say that most people who are, I would say, centrist or conservative now, at some point in their life, were left. Were considered liberal, or maybe progressive. And I think that's the one thing you see this giant shift of people who are just kind of like, there's that meme of the guy standing there. He stays in the exact same spot and the left keeps moving, which drives him further right. And I that is like one of the most relatable memes I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. It makes so much sense. So, I mean, I know I'm not alone. That's super viral. So,
well, and even if we look back at it, I'm sure we all remember in the 90s, it was like all about laughing at tree huggers.
Of course.
Right? So you had like all those old 60s hippies that kind of moved on. And I've got a bunch of footage of all the people who are protesting, immigration and customs enforcement and, federal agencies. They're just all those old, white, washed up, burned out hippies.
Right.
We kind of go from, the burnout hippies to the tree huggers. Then you got your liberal, you're progressive, and it just goes on and on and on. And now we're at, Democrat Socialist Party of America. And they're just openly like, communism, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. It's funny.
Cooked.
Well, I just go back to, my cardinal sin in all this. And I've made this statement many, many times. My cardinal sin is that I know what a man is and I know what a woman is. And because that cardinal sin, that immense error that I have made, I have been defriended, I have been othered, I have, literally lost business partners. and had to leave businesses because of this blatant sin that I have through that I know, and that's where I always go back to. Like I see these guys wearing these like dog masks with like ass chaps, and they got their dong hanging out, and then I'm like, crazy lefty, you're on board with this? Like this is the guy that's on your team. You're okay with this,
grooming kids and shit. Yeah.
Right. Like you just look at that. You tell me you're fine with that. And if you're fine with that, that tells me everything I need to know. It just doesn't make sense to me. And if that's who you champion, if that's who's on your team, I ain't on that team, dog.
No. And it really all comes back around to the whole rules for thee, not for me. 49er Brian's mentioning Hassan Piker in a commie uniform. We're going to get to Hassan Piker before Craig's got to bounce out of here. But Hassan Piker, Alyssa Mercante, Anita Sarkeesian, on and on and on. They're all about that rules for thee, not for me. It's the same in, the gaming companies versus the gamers. Even if we look at something, we just cherry pick it out. Let's just say Sony and physical media. It's very much rules for thee, not for me. I mean, they still sell a shit ton of PS5s with the drives in them, but now they're like, oh, well, because Rockstar's doing this, we're going to do that. And you don't own anything anymore, but the gamers don't want it. It's all rules for thee, not for me. The people in the toy collecting spaces who do the stuff like this that I threw up for this poll earlier.
Is that real? Hold on.
That is fucking real.
Like that
is real.
Like, look, I've seen guys like you talk about that guy with the chaps and the with his dong hanging out and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like that's gay, but this is even more gay. Like this is the gayest thing I've seen today.
Oh, you know what? I got something for you for that.
Great.
It kind of looks like this.
I don't know, man. Seems kind of gay to me.
Yeah. No. This is way gayer than that right there.
I actually had some more to show you because I love your show. I love the people that you have assembled. I love what you guys talk about. This goes so much deeper. And part of having you on the show today was I wanted to share, you can see behind you and see behind me, right? I got some carts back there. I got some good carts back there, but I'm very much more on the toy side of it. And
hold on. Sorry. What do you have? Can you just show me some stuff you have really quick? Because I'm going to stay for as long as I can. So just show me stuff really quick. I want to see. Show me yours. You show me yours. I'll show you mine. All right.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Look I just got this. This just came in the mail yesterday. That is an in-art Batman Origins figure.
Nice. Yeah, that's awesome. I see you got some stuff, some collectibles back there. Like, are they still in box?
Yeah, all this stuff is either boxed or there's a few loosies and things like that. And
nice.
I mean, you can see some carts, right? There's Metal Gear, the original Metal Gear, and that's obviously from Aliens, and then there's Contra, and then down here is that's Commando, and then Russian Attack. Where's Russian Attack? Russian Attack is somewhere. But yeah, it's just a whole bunch of toys and collectibles.
Russian Attack, extremely underrated soundtrack to Russian Attack here.
This is the Nintendo DS version of Batman Arkham Origins. Very rare, hard to find. One of my channel members gave me that. It's still sealed. All right, show me what you got.
I'm working on stuff back here.
Oh, he's working on stuff. He's working on some stuff.
I'm gonna get you some stuff here. Okay, so you showed me your Contra. I'm gonna show you my Contra in box right here.
Ooh, nice.
Pretty cool, right?
Nice. Very nice.
This is where the entire idea of buying a game was built around these three pictures on the back. Like I love that. This is a game that changed me. This was my like when you're 13, 14 years old, like that's. Whatever game you're playing then is probably going to shape you as an adult. For me, that was Super Metroid.
Yes.
Love me some Super Metroid. That's in box as
that
well,
solidified the Metroidvania formula right there.
Yeah, it absolutely did.
100%.
I got this is pretty cool. I have, this is the Super Famicom in-boxed. That's Legend of Zelda Link to the Past.
Nice.
Right there. That's pretty
Super
cool.
Famicom, huh?
Yeah, it's awesome. And I got a bunch of Super Famicom games over here. And I got the, let's see. Oh, for no reason, I have this Super Mario Brothers cereal. That's pretty fun, you know.
Nice.
So I got a bunch of just random stuff, and then probably the rarest thing that I have, if I can do a little humble brag right now.
Please do.
Yeah. Because it's fun. Listen, I love showing off collections and stuff like that, and seeing everybody else's stuff. I want to make sure it goes back in. Okay, hold on.
Yes.
Probably the rarest thing that I got two rare things. This right here is a media kit that was sent out for the remake of Battletoads. And do you remember when that came out probably 3-4 years ago, right?
Yeah.
So it's individually numbered right here, number 180 of 400. And when you open it up, like it has the Battletoads
That's
stuff.
awesome. The pop-up.
Right. And then on the inside, it's magnetic and it has like all sorts of like fun little things in it. So I don't really touch this very often. It's just kind of there in the background, but it's a really nice thing. But
That's very
cool. Sorry, and I know we're going into like we're talking culture, but now I'm just going show and tell because I love it.
Look, hey, we all like stuff, so yeah.
The true, I have this DuckTales thing back here, which is it's a gold DuckTales, but the true pinnacle of my collection is this son of a gun right here, and I know everyone's really excited about this.
I am.
I have 2 copies of Concord right here.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Craig had to get booted off the show because of that fucking game.
And then I have one.
And I'm sitting over here with my, oh hey, look, I got the Metal Gear fucking insert.
No, I got 2 sealed copies of Concord and 1 sealed copy of Dustborn right here. So
oh, that's gonna be worth money.
No, it's not. Nope.
$3 in quarters.
I don't want it.
I'm 12 shiny new quarters, sir. My good friend Mother Slug says Chad's the only stream I know that has an American flag. I do.
Well, actually, maybe the only stream, but our logo actually has the American flag behind it. So we added that last 4th of July, and we've kept it up all year. So I love it, man. That's great.
Gorgeousness. So. Well, that's what. Look, all July I've been celebrating the 250th birthday of these United States. I changed my intro. Obviously, you got Team America today because that's just how it worked out.
Love it.
But, yeah, absolutely. But this is my Mother Slug. I'm sure you know, and everybody else. This is my retirement flag, so that's why that flag is here. Yeah, absolutely. Let's get back into a couple more things. Let me hit the super chats because if you got to bail, then you got to bail, and I would rather.
I was given I got like 3 minutes.
Okay, cool. Here we go.
Okay.
Jedi Ben, channel member for 20 months. Thank you, my friend. Uses his Chad Chat trademark this space 2024 and says, as a longtime side scroller, you're welcome here.
Let's go. Love that.
Oh yeah, dude. Everybody else who's talking about Nightmare Fuel, once Craig gracefully bows out, we'll get to that. My good friend Brandon R. and channel member sends a Canadian $14.09 super chat because he always converts. What a nice guy. The Overton window needs to shift a pane or 3 back to the right again for the sake of the West. Brandon, we were actually going to do a stream about the Overton window, but yeah, very much so. I agree. RBS Bentley. Sometimes names just mess me up. Sends a $5 super chat. Thank you very much. And says, they make a thing called women in gaming, but yet they can't define what a woman is.
Correct.
Absolutely. 100%. But that's the mental illness gymnastics, right? That's just how that happens. Smash JT of all people. You did say he was here. Thank you very much, Smash JT. I watch your stuff all the time, and I love it. Sends a $5 super chat, and this is directly at you, Craig. I will send you $5 via PayPal because he wants to fight you.
No, he's just making sure that everybody knows that he's ready to rumble at any given time, and I appreciate that about you, Smash. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate you. Good to see you, buddy. By the way, I'll be sending you a DM here very soon.
Ooh. Is it going to be an address to show up and fight?
Well, we're doing this event in Vegas, and maybe if I can get him and Mercante in the same spot, we can just settle it once and for all right there. I'm just saying. Smash.
See, that's that bullshit. That's that bullshit. I would pay to watch that. Before you go, I'm going to rapid fire you just a couple of gems, so you get a more broader understanding of the shit show that is toy activism.
Everything that they're saying here is totally accurate and right. We do need to do better raising white men. I mean, I think this is clearly a thing, and I appreciate them raising the awareness of this. They are so brave and so strong for doing this, and for that I thank them so much.
So stunning.
Sorry.
How surprised would you be on a scale from not the fuck at all to 10? This was a white woman who posted this.
0%. Like come on, dude. All this stuff is the exact same thing. Like, you kidding me? Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Here's another one. Legos. These are pretty tame, right? These are all pretty tame.
Nice.
Here's another one. Is it right? Again, Antifa, which is why I put the poll in the chat and the Captain America, Trantifa bullshit. But Skeletor, love comics and toys, hate and destroy fascism with that Antifa bullshit.
Wow, they're so strong, so brave, unbelievable.
Just another example of the hypocrisy. This is a safe place for all, unless we don't like you or agree with you, But red hats can move along, right? Yeah,
of course.
Exactly.
Well,
so,
that's good.
Yeah, white man bad. Again, we showed this, and then this one's Mephisto with Donald Trump in hell.
Yeah,
but see, now we start getting into a little more, right? Captain America killing Ice Agent.
Oh, sure.
And then I'm sorry, it skipped one. No, it didn't. Chuck Dixon was talking about, because Chuck Dixon, he co-created Bane and did Nightfall and Night Quest, Robin, Catwoman, all that stuff. He's very based for a comic book artist, which, we need to support people like Chuck Dixon. Says, imagine that Batman would violently oppose ICE. It's like imagining that he would beat up your ex-girlfriend.
Right.
Let's see. Wolverine killing police officers because, police officers bad.
Yeah, of course.
And then this.
Are these all AI? What are these? Or does somebody take the time to do this?
Yeah, these are people.
So hold on.
Toy activists.
This is a legit thing where people are making these setups, and this is not AI.
No, none of this is AI.
I'm just imagining.
The thing is, toy photography, that's a serious skill. The lighting, the backdrops, the dioramas, this takes a lot of effort. But all you're doing is you're just spreading this it freaking blows my mind.
I'm imagining the entire time they're doing this, they're just like, I hate him so much, and they're just yelling at them. Everyone's gonna praise me so much. I'm so brave, and they're just constantly, just as they're doing little details, like, man, fuck this guy, and they're just constantly talking to themselves. And it's like, how mentally messed up do you have to be like, yeah, I think this would be a really good job to conceptualize then execute on this. Like, yeah, we're the weird ones. Okay.
Yeah, it's freaking ridiculous. But that's just some stuff that I wanted to share with you. Again, it's barely scratching the surface of the whole toy activism. Again, the difference with toys, and I was talking about this with my channel members. I do a channel members pregame an hour before the main show every Sunday. It's harder with toys than it is with, say, gaming or comics, because in comics and gaming, it's very much in your face, right? We're going to make Tim Drake gay. Boom. We're going to make Iceman gay. Boom. Instead of creating new characters and then putting whatever ideologies that, your bullshit that you want to, interject. With the toys, it's hard because the companies are just like, here's a toy. Right. So you still get that dolly, you still get that, that physical thing that you want so bad. You're always going to have the tribalists and the stands that are like, oh, Hasbro's the greatest and they fuck us over and overcharge us, but we still got dollies. And that's always going to happen no matter what. But with toys, it's harder because it's the people, it's the collectors. With gaming and comics, it's the companies, right? They're doing that whole DEI, ESG score crap with BlackRock. And, they're all in each other's pockets, and they sit around in their little circles.
Well, but I'll tell you what, it is certainly helped out by a bunch of psychos online for sure. So
yeah, you ain't kidding.
Well, hey, I'm getting the nod from my wife, so I have to go tend to my mother-in-law who has just arrived. So
wonderful.
I appreciate you having me, and I appreciate everybody letting me hang out with you guys today. Thank you guys very much, and hopefully I get an opportunity to see you guys this week when we're live tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central Time. So hopefully you come join us.
Thank you so much, Craig. I appreciate you coming. Hopefully we can do this again in the future. I love everything that you guys do, and please keep doing it for those of us who are sane and rational.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate you, man. And you guys have a great rest of your day, okay? Enjoy your Sunday.
Good to see you, my dude.
All right,
Wolverines!
Wolverines! Hell yeah!
Good old hearty Wolverines for Craig for being here. Now we're probably just going to shift gears. But that was very awesome that Craig was here. Limited time that he had available, but it was still awesome for him to come. Is that supposed to be some kind of a joke? I think that's a joke. Florida man Frank says Instagram is full of action figure photographers that are quote unquote activists, and it's disgusting. Yeah, it is. To spend that much time, and it is a skill. It absolutely is a skill. I can make customs all day, but I can't photograph them worth a dog shit. And I don't do those customs justice because my toy photography sucks ass and swallows. But to take that skill just to make, something shit-tastic like that, I don't know. That takes a certain type of savagery in people that, yeah. That one for sure is being investigated. I've heard that, yeah. I have heard that the FBI and Secret Service are investigating that image in particular and a few others. My dog is just sitting here pushing the door open. Yeah, it is very tasteless, but it is. Slate on Slate says, I work hard at toy photos, but this is crazy. It's a crazy insult to the craft. It is. Yeah. I think you got rational people, and then you just got people that they're only driven by emotions. Everything is the rules for thee and not for me. Again, huge thank you to Craig from SIDESCROLLERS for hanging out with me and all of us today. It was very cool. You guys all got to show him how awesome the chat holes are. Kal-El, I'm sorry I didn't read this sooner, says, I just wanted to say, Craig, that I'm a fan of SIDESCROLLERS podcast and have been ever since your coverage of the unfortunate Charlie Kirk news last year. Take care, sir. Hopefully he sees that. Thank you very much for that, Kal-El. I greatly appreciate it, my man. Just cruising through the chat a little bit. Mother Slug says, actually, gay characters in Marvel are always pushed aside so they can make the more popular straight characters gay. That is true. But that's the whole point, right? Just, create something. You don't have to say, take a boys brand like Star Wars or the MCU and turn them into girls brands. Like just make something, create something new, right? But that's the problem. People don't want to create stuff. They just want to tear it down. Oh, well, we need to deconstruct this character. Why? Characters work just fine for decades. You don't need to deconstruct it. Thank you, Jim Largo, but I'm going to hang out for a little bit longer. I can't end at 49 minutes. Come on, you guys know that. I would lose all my cool points if I ended a stream at 49 minutes. That would be that bullshit, kids. Dude, that guy didn't stutter one time. I feel gypped. Oh, you shouldn't feel gypped, Milk. Come on now. Roll Keeper says, I forwarded that last one to my former coworkers. No truer words can be spoken. My good friend M. Vargo says, a lot of people need their internet access revoked. But that's kind of the challenge of the internet, right? It gives everybody a voice, and some people just That's the voice that they want to convey. I totally don't understand it. I don't get it at all. G.I. Joe 66 says they should have made him choke on a Big Mac for all those tariffs he imposed that caused the prices to go up on everything in the unstable economy. Yada, yada, yada. The point is, you're using toys to wish death on people, police officers, federal agents, people doing their jobs, you know? That's the point. We've turned a corner from a cancel culture, which is very rampant and bullshit on its own, to an assassination culture. And I mean, what better example of, you know, assassination culture than this?
Yeah, kill them. Kill those motherfuckers and murder those motherfuckers in the street. Let the streets soak in their red capitalist bloods, dude.
Champagne socialist. Right. Guy wants everything to be like, they don't know the difference between socialism and communism. They just know that they don't like, you know, they don't like American independence. They don't like what our republic is. We're not a democracy, kids. We're a constitutional republic. They don't like what it is. All they hear is free, 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 free. You don't have to work for everything. Everybody will be equal. But people like that piece of shit, your Robert De Niro's, like all of them, all these talking heads, your Bernie Sanders and people like that, they're not going to give up 95% of what they have, their wealth, their homes, their cars. They're not going to do it. They never would. They just want you to give up all your shit. And that's just how that stuff always works. Tariffs harm Canadians and Americans because it causes the prices of everything to go up. We could get into the whole socioeconomic thing, but I think that's a big reason why a lot of toy collectors, you know, do all of this stuff toward, you know, Orange Man bad, is because, oh, my dollies went up. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Selfish, selfish, selfish. Yeah, I'm not even getting into fucking tariffs. So Kal-El says the Trump photo is absolutely disgusting, though a shame really, since the person who made that photo could have put their talent to so much better use. Yep. Yeah, but that guy, the guy who made that, he's a piece of shit. So that's all there is to it. Granted, that's an opinion, but yeah. Titan says they can't create anything new. Evil cannot create anything new. It can only corrupt and ruin what good forces have invented or made. That is a quote from Tolkien, correct? Isn't that J.R.R. Tolkien? I believe so. Yeah, Hassan Piker. I mean, proof. You don't get much worse than that. Sam Newsman, what's up, dude? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Chad, you look a little parched. Maybe some pills. You know, Mother Slug said something similar earlier.
Just checking in. Have you drank water today? Did you eat? Did you take your meds?
Yeah. Yep. I just thought I'd share with you for a while. Ace's Place said, pretty stoked on this. Been watching Side Scrollers for a while. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to get Craig to comment on that, but yeah, thank you all. You know, he agreed to come on, and then it's called priorities of work, right? Work-life balance, family always comes first. We all know that. Absolutely so. Apparently the guy who made that photo needs a hug. He needs a something, that's for sure. Crystal Clear says, I'm willing to bet that despite what he strongly said, he couldn't start a lawnmower. You talking about Hassan Piker? Guy never did a fucking day's work in his life. Anybody who goes to Cuba and talks to all these people who have been, you know, crushed under the, you know, rule of communism for decades upon decades upon decades, and he's standing there in like $2,000 glasses. You're fucking nut, man. Yeah. And he's a fucking anchor baby too, which sucks. So Headcanon says socialists do not want to help the poor. No, they don't. They just want to destroy whomever they think is rich. Most of them are rich, which is funny. Right? It's like the people who sit around, calling you a racist and a Nazi and this phobe and that phobe. They're the first ones to like check out the N-word at people, especially if they, God forbid, meet a black conservative or a black person that works for, like police departments, ICE, FBI. You see it all the time. There's millions of clips out there. Yep. And it's always these rich champagne socialists that they just want to tear everything down. Slade on Slade says, Chad, I'll be out for an hour. We'll be back. Hope everyone is doing well today. Well, thanks for letting us know. Yeah, appreciate that. Damn it, man. I had another comment and I was saving it, but it is what it is. You guys can thank Crystal Clear and Jim Largo for this one. But ladies and gentlemen, our good friend, the Bush Wookie. I don't even know what the hell that is. The leftists wanted Hassan Piker to be their Joe Rogan. Those idiots had Joe Rogan to begin with. Yeah, but just like Craig and I were talking about, like I've talked about numerous times before, they keep getting crazier and crazier and more extreme, and then people just, they've had enough. Only the truly like fucked up people will stay with that agenda. And that's all there is to it. Kal-El says, ever notice that these privileged individuals are the one who are always generous with other people's money? Yeah, but not theirs. And they're the no borders, no one's illegal on stolen land, but you can come into this country and spit out an anchor baby kid and they're a citizen. But those of us who have been citizens our whole lives, fucking pound sand, right? Is Nick Fuentes a Fed? I don't know, Sam. I have no idea. I can honestly say I have never watched anything Nick Fuentes. I've been watching Nick Shirley, though. He's a good kid. Florida Man Frank says Hassan is just a socialist incel that calls people with wives and children incels. All these words, they're just words. I mean, they have no weight anymore. They don't, because they just get thrown around. It's like the whole, the sky is falling situation. They throw these words around so much. They don't mean shit anymore. It's literally just internet banter. It means nothing. Absolutely means nothing. Yeah, Sam Newsman's a Fed. Hey, speaking of Feds, I got contacted by DHS. I don't know. Apparently DHS wants some It's Chad in their life. We'll see how that works out. American companies passed a tariff. Oh, we're talking about tariffs. You guys are going back and forth about tariffs. Again, I'm not a economics professor and I'm not a fucking politician. So a lot of melanated people, says Daddy Ivo, were not so nice to me because of my conservative views. Oh, well, they will wake up on the wrong side of history. It's the new plantation, my friend. It's exactly what it is. It's 100% the new plantation. Chad joins DHS. Circle is complete. Maybe we'll see. I don't know. I'm enjoying what I'm doing. Speaking of which, tomorrow morning at 2 p.m. Eastern, my new weekday show, Mandatory Fun, starts. I'm actually really looking forward to that. So when I got pinged by a DHS headhunter, I was like, maybe. I'll hear you out. I'll hear what you have to say, but whatever. Robert's Infinite Realms, I strongly believe shotgun gay weddings. So that tells you I sit in a weird place politically. Do you want to expand on that? Because I strongly believe in shotgun gay weddings.
What the hell is even that?
I have no idea what you're talking about, dude. I'd join ICE if I could, says 49er Brian. They get treated like dog shit. So 49er Brian applied for Customs and Border Patrol. CBP, right on. And Vargo says, I think you should join the IRS criminal division and go after a certain activist who has stated he doesn't pay his taxes. Have you noticed that all these people that like, oh, I'm a socialist or democratic socialist, whatever the fuck that means, because socialism and democracy are not interchangeable. Or they're communists or they're activists or they're anarchists, they're all just the same fucking thing. But again, they just throw labels on anything and they don't even know what it is that they are. It's a joke, dude. No, I just need an excuse to play the clip, man. You know how it goes around here. Headcanon says Piker's favorite communist country, China, abandoned the socialist economic model for a fascist economic model. They keep the communism for the social side of things, though. Yeah, well, they like to say they hold elections, but all the candidates are from the same party. That's not really an election, if you know what I mean. Mother Slug says, I honestly think GTA 6 isn't going to sell like they think. Didn't it do $1 billion in pre-sales in one day? That's what I heard. I bet they will use the same tactics that Fortnite uses to bring new players into the game by using others' content in order to sell. I don't know. I'm not a Grand Theft Auto player. I have never been a Grand Theft Auto player. It's just not my jam. I don't know why. There's a lot of game series that I've never played or I have no interest in. Speaking of which, though, Ghost Recon Wildlands just got an update with new missions. What? Yeah. Never played Grand Theft Auto, but I do know that they did $1 billion in pre-sales one day. That shit prints money. I will say the intentional demise of physical media when it comes to gaming, that's bad. I'm happy to see that gamers are not taking that lying down. And the PlayStation Network just went down, right? They want everything to be all digital. And the PlayStation Network went down and people couldn't even access any of their shit. It's crazy. No. That's why I'm glad I collect toys. But me and toys and gaming, that's why I go backwards, not forwards. Yeah, there's always going to be, pardon me while I rat fuck this, there's always going to be like, the onesie twosie like news. I mean, this is a boutique figure, right? And it's Origins Batman. It's my favorite version of Batman. As far as the Arkham games go, so obviously I'm going to pay whatever that was. I don't really like to talk about what things cost. I never have and I never will. You guys all know that, but yeah, that's a boutique figure. But if I'm going to buy other toys, like I'm going backwards. I'm not going forwards. I mean, Headcanon did an awesome video about that Lara Croft, that classified retro carded Lara Croft for $40 whatever dollars. I don't know the exact dollar amount because I don't fucking care. But the point is, they charged it because they know people will pay it. Maximum Hulk, Maximum Spider-Man, Maximum Thor that's coming or whatever. I'm not even a Marvel person at all whatsoever. As soon as people started paying and justifying, $50 for a figure, that's it. As soon as HasLabs, the dream projects, started getting tiers like the Cantina, I'm like, oh, that's it. That's it. Like, you cannot put that fucking genie back in the bottle. You can't do it. Sam Newsman says Mario Kart is better than GTA. Which Mario Kart? Which one? I got a bunch of them down here. Mother Slug says, I hope the new Batman game will push the limits in order to get back good with the players. I want co-op play and story. That's what Arkham Knight should have had. I mean, I've given my opinions on Arkham Knight. It is the weakest, in my opinion, of any of the Arkham games. Not to include Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League. That's not an Arkham game. It is not. But that's also what you get with your Anita Sarkeesians and all your frickin' DEI hires and shit. They ruined the Arkhamverse And they ruined Kevin Conroy's Batman with that fucking game. But there's not going to be any more Arkham games. There's all these rumors, you know, every time you open Instagram and you see some, you know, clickbait bullshit that's like, oh, the next Arkham game is going to be Batman Beyond. Well, they talked about that a long time ago and they scrapped it. Oh, the next Arkham game is going to be the introduction to James Gunn's Batman in his DCU. His DCU is fucking dead. It's dead. Anybody who thinks it's not they're either fooling themselves or they're biased or they're full of shit, but it's dead. His Superman didn't even do as well as Man of Steel, unadjusted. It didn't even come close to Man of Steel. Supergirl utterly fucking bombed. Peacemaker season 2 fucking retconned the Justice League into the Justice Gang, and it was, you know, like just sickening depravity fucking garbage. Lanterns looks like utter dog shit. Clayface isn't going to do fuck all. Like, his DCU's toast. It's toast. But anybody who, and me included, you know, who sits around thinking, man, I would love a new Arkham game with, you know, drop in, drop out, like co-op story. How freaking rad would that be? That would be so cool. But that's something they should have done a long time ago, and that ship has sailed because that Rocksteady team is gone. They're all gone. They're not going to do it. Yeah, should be like Batman Beyond, but it won't be. The Arkhamverse is done. Yeah, James Gunn has no freaking clue what he's doing. He just took his Guardians of the Galaxy formula and he freaking applied it to everything. You know, a talking raccoon in a tree is not the same as Superman. It absolutely is not. You know, to intentionally get away from the true justice and American way, and you know, the L's are conquerors. Get the fuck out of here. They should do a Batman Year One game. Isn't that Arkham Origins? It's pretty much Arkham Origins. I love Arkham Origins. James Gunn's DCU can't huff enough copium to survive. Fuck no. The KOTOR remake has been talked about for a long time. That's been talked about for a long time. The last thing I want to see is Lucasfilm get a hold of KOTOR and ruin that timeline too. Dreadnought, what's up, brother? Says DEI developers can't even properly optimize current generation. They could never put out a quality title. No, absolutely not. In fact, let me back these images up. I thought I had more time with Craig. I mean, I don't, and that's totally understandable. But so we kind of touched on this after we talked about, you know, what somebody like Anita Sarkeesian and all of them gets you, and it gets you fucking this. But here's the thing, and this is courtesy of Andy Pants Gaming. Halo Infinite multiplayer. Let me take your comment off the screen. Look at that. 753 in-game concurrent players. 750, not even 1,000 players in Halo Infinite multiplayer. Because again, you get these people, they don't create these intellectual properties. They don't create these characters. They don't foster it and love it and develop it. It's the same thing that we see with like G.I. Joe. They don't create this stuff. They just come in and they're like, oh, I'm going to fucking inject my bullshit ideological, whatever the fuck this is, right? I'm going to inject all this bullshit into Halo. And then that's what you get. I mean, time and time again, statistics, reality, quantifiable proof shows that these people, they come into these properties and they just fucking ruin them. Sam Newsman, chicken and the egg. Is Lucasfilm the problem or is it Disney? I mean, Kennedy was a fucking huge problem. I'm not saying that Bob Iger was fantastic. I mean, Bob Iger, he's another one of those woke leftist socialist dumb fucks, you know, richer than rich, but yeah. Kennedy was a huge problem. I mean, she was in way over her head. She said numerous times like, oh, we don't have any source material. We don't have novels and comic books and video games and blah, blah, blah. She knew nothing about Star Wars. Not even Star Wars. I mean, look what they did to Willow. Look what they did to Indiana Jones. Everything that Lucasfilm owned is trash now. Moribund, gone. I think it was mostly Kathleen Kennedy. But I mean, I'm sorry. I'm going to say something to her. Would you rather have AIDS or cancer? That's kind of the analogy I would give you there. One of those is AIDS. One of those is cancer. And they're both shit. No Flag Point says James Gunn DC is not inspiring. They traded screen inspiration for edgelord anti-heroes. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. How do you not do the DC Trinity right out of the gate? I get starting with Superman. I mean, that's cool, but at the end of the day, this is just my opinion. I don't know why I have to say that. I guess I just do it as a reflex action. No Batman's going to touch Ben Affleck that they come up with. I mean, Robert Pattinson, that little sparkly fucking emo brooding. Oh, come on. He has like a fucking peanut allergy and asthma. Ben Affleck's Batman would pick up Robert Pattinson's Batman and tear his ass in half like a phone book. And who's James Gunn going to get? They're definitely not going to get Armie Hammer now, not after Citizen Vigilante. Oh, good God. Everybody's so mad at him. Well, we already canceled you, and then you came out with this based movie with Uwe Boll, and now we hate you even more. Boo! Yeah. Darth Gutierrez agrees that Clayface is going to be a bust. I mean, it's going to be like a very small body horror kind of movie. Who knows or cares how it's going to tie into Gunn's DCU? Because you're not going to see that Clayface in a Batman movie. His DCU is not going to be around long enough. So, who are we breaking bad news to? Oh, KOTOR. All the big game developers that have been in development like KOTOR, unfortunately, were started during the height of the woke era. They are doomed to fail. Well, that's why the KOTOR thing, yeah, it started, it stopped, it restarted, it stopped. Yeah, I don't ever see that happening. Just go fucking play KOTOR. How about that? This is the thing that I don't get. Everybody wants to talk about, oh, Hasbro's made-to-order Thunder Machine. It doesn't come with Thrasher. It looks like this. It doesn't have the proper front end. You know what does? The fucking original. I mean, even that Transformers Joe collab won the Thunder Wave, the Thunder Machine Soundwave. That one looks fucking awesome in vehicle form because I have it right next to my original. If you want to play Knights of the Old Republic, just go play it. If you want a Thunder Machine with Thrasher, well, the Real American Hero one's out there. I don't understand why everything they want a newer, shinier version of stuff that already came out, but the stuff that already came out is better. In almost every example, the stuff that's already there is better. It has soul. These toys have stories. I don't know. That's just me. It is what it is. Now that bad robot Star Trek has been red-shirted, and maybe Star Trek can course correct. No. Have you seen Star Trek Discovery? No, Star Trek's cooked. Star Trek is cooked. James Gunn's DCU is cooked. KOTOR remake is cooked. A new Arkham game, a good new Arkham game that's like Arkhamverse, cooked. No, fuck no. Yeah, Darth Gutierrez. I've been saying it for a long time, and even like a long time ago, before I ripped the Band-Aid off, even Laser Pants was like, yes, Chad, you need to gatekeep. We do need to gatekeep our belief. Truth, justice, and the American way. That's Superman's phrase, period. We should gatekeep our hobbies too. I was sent a really awesome video. Somebody sent it to me, I guess, on Instagram or Facebook, of this guy that was talking about cosplayers and LARPing, and he was breaking it down like they're not fans of these characters, just kind of getting into like the motivations and machinations and things like that. It's a really awesome video. Maybe one of these days for mandatory fun, we'll watch it and break it down. But you get too many, drive-by tourists in these hobbies, and that's cool. That's great. But when they come in and say the dumb shit like we've all discussed many times, where somebody tried to fucking actually me and said Snake Eyes is blind, duh, and I'm like, get the fuck out of my fandom. Get out of my fucking hobby. Or these people, they buy toys just to make, representations of this, that, or the other thing. Oh, did you see that somebody's selling ice clan hoods that we can put on our like, and you just think you're so fucking edgy? No, you're gay. A cutscene from Halo Campaign Evolved. Sorry, not Combat Evolved, the new one. Showed a female Marine who was unimpressed by fancy armor. Oh, see, that's that bullshit. She'd have a different tune if she were in the novels. Well, but it's the same thing like they did the Dead Space remake. Okay, so you're getting Dead Space at 60 frames per second, but then they put in like the fucking tranny bathrooms and all these like weird political signs all over the game. You're getting all their weird intersectional fuckery just so you can get the game at 60 frames per second. I'd rather play it at 30 frames per second and not have you fucking lecture me. Like, I don't know anybody who buys a game or they boot something up and they're like, I want to get lectured today about how I don't fit in with your agenda. Fuck you. 49er Brian says, I always wondered why they put Kathleen Kennedy in charge. I think she had dirt on a lot of them. Well, George Lucas put her in charge. That was Lucas. He did that, and then she had a cast iron contract with the sale to Disney. Yeah. She had a no-fault clause in her contract. Yeah. A lot of people have really broken that down. People that's like, they're the subject matter experts on that and not me, but I do know those things. Yeah. But Darth Gutierrez says Kennedy was way over her head. I haven't heard anyone say it. It makes it. Oh yeah, she absolutely was. I mean, what? She was like Spielberg's coffee girl, and she just had dumbass ideas. But that's back in the day where you could have this producer, and they weren't really producers, and they could say all this stupid shit and you could just laugh at them. And that's how gaming companies used to be too. I mean, let's just remove Halo from the conversation right now. What about Assassin's Creed? For those of you who like Assassin's Creed, think about this. Oh, hi. Come here. She might come up here. Come here. Come on. Come here. Oh, hi. What are you doing? Look at this murder dog. Oh, murder. Can you say hi to everybody, Terror? Can you say hi? Hi. It's very rare that she comes up here. Hi, beautiful. What are you doing? Is your mom sleeping? Are you bored? You say hi to everybody? Okay, get off. Odie came to say hi. Very nice. But think about Assassin's Creed. We look at AC Shadows. I get it. Yasuke, whatever, however they want to pronounce his name, and they put him in the game. You finally get an Assassin's Creed game in feudal Japan. Those of us who have been into gaming for a long time, again, not the tourists, not the fucking drive-bys, who remember like Tenchu Stealth Assassin, like throwing out the poison rice and stuff. Imagine if you could get that kind of like awesome I'm just going to say ninja shit, right? We're just going to say ninja shit in an Assassin's Creed game without the fucking, the white knighting or any of that stuff, without having to put the black conscript guy in there. If it was literally just like boss as shit, fucking Japanese ninja, that game would have sold like fucking crazy. I'd have been all over it. I haven't played an Assassin's Creed game since the second one. But that, if you gave me an Assassin's Creed with like no shit, like a fucking ninja, come on. I fucking love the Tenchu games. But no. Is that SOD or MOD? I think that's SOD. Yeah. Lucas lost his way, same as Ridley Scott, how he destroyed the Alien franchise. Too much time away from a franchise and your mind wanders. Things get worse. Yeah, Prometheus is fucking, that is dumpster water. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Snyderverse. I'm biased. I'll admit it. Henry Cavill was a great Batman. He was great as Geralt in The Witcher. He was great as Superman, Clark Kent, Kal-El. Yeah, big fan. Henry was the best Superman we will ever have moving forward. Okay, yeah, not including Christopher Reeves, right? Rest in peace. But yeah, Henry Cavill was a great Superman. He needed a more expanded, like not First Contact kind of a movie. He needed like a Man of Steel proper sequel. Mother Slug says, I never understood the Henry Superman for one reason. Can someone please explain how Clark shaves in that Superman movie? I mean, canonically, he uses his heat vision in a mirror, and that's how he does it canonically. I don't know. You tell me. Who knows? Yeah, Flaming Crow says Rowdy Toys. Shame about that fucking name, but makes a pretty good looking Thunder Machine. They do. You know why? Because fans do the best work. That's just the reality of it these days. I mean, look at what Ramen Toy unveiled with that 1/18 scale Airwolf. There are so many examples. The Thunder Machine, the third-party Thunder Machine, the third-party 112 scale, not Skyhawk, and on and on and on and on. What Steve's Toys does, he's designing a freaking 112 scale Defiant. Hasbro's never going to do the stuff that these other companies, I mean, even, okay, so maybe we could shift the conversation over to like reveals at San Diego Comic-Con and all this kind of stuff. I know some fucking Glazer YouTube channel got an interview with Hasbro's Transformer team, and they talked about Energon Transformers, and they're just so fucking lackluster about it. Again, we might watch that video and break it down on a mandatory fun stream, 2 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. But the independent companies are always going to make the stuff that these big corporations aren't. I mean, you're getting a made-to-order Thunder Machine with no Thrasher. And some people are like, take my money, because I just want stuff so I can put it on Instagram and get likes and get the dopamine rush. Yay. You're allowing these companies to fucking bend you over a barrel, and you're saying thank you for it. I don't understand that mindset. And then you got these dumb fucks out there, and they're like, they'll bitch about it, and then they turn around and buy it. They bitch about everything all the fucking time. That's their shtick. And then they turn around and buy it. It's like, either you're full of shit or you're full of shit. So which is it? You know, you have no integrity, or your whole thing's just a lie. And I don't know which one's worse. They're probably equally fucked up. But Fresh Monkey Fiction shows their news reporter figure. Do you think Hasbro was ever going to do that? No. Hasbro doesn't give a fuck. They do not even care. TC says new sparkler machine. We're going to say Thunder Machine. Doesn't look like it could make a 90-degree turn. At 49er Brian. Anywho, who's excited? Actually, it's House of the Dragon. Actually, me. I don't know. The Mam and I watch it. Yeah, we do. Big fan. Kryptonite shaver Superman uses, right? No, the mirror. He uses the mirror. G.I. Joe 66 says, I got 3 Thunder Machines and 1 for my daughter. Are you talking about that new one? You talking about the new one? Not sure why message just disappeared. I don't know what message you're talking about, my dude. Yeah. Yeah, he used his heat vision in the cartoons. I mean, so canonically, that's the only thing we really have to go off of. But that's like mall rats, standing around and Brody's asking fucking Stan Lee about the thing's dong and all this stuff. And Stan Lee's like, we just don't really, What's that cosplay video's name? Is it on YouTube? Well, let's look. I don't know. I downloaded it. So let me see. How fake fans took over fandom. Natrix Nate. That's what it is. Natrix Nate, all one word. How fake fans took over fandom. It's a 20-minute video. It's pretty awesome. I think we'll be going through that. Dreadnought says, I mean, the Master Chief collection is pretty decent. It is pretty decent. Yeah. I'm not saying that's not. Yeah, 60 frames per second should be mandatory, but you got people working on these engines and they don't know what they're doing. But they're hired because, oh, you're a black lesbian disabled with a fucking gluten allergy. That's why they're hired. Not like, oh, show me your portfolio of work. No, because they're fucking hiring them right off the street. Just so they can take a photo of all their employees and look diverse. Right. But we've all talked many times about how diversity is no one's strength. Make wearing trunks on the outside of your super suit great again. James Gunn did. That suit looks like a fucking blue and red garbage bag. That Superman suit looks like dog shit. Wolverine says Black Flag was the last Assassin's Creed worth playing. I've heard that, yeah. Who's beautiful? Oh, my dog? Odie? She's 2. Yeah, she's 2 years old. And then Chief and Master Sergeant Johnson save her, and she comes around to liking the Chief, then she dies. I don't care. Dude, hell yeah, ColecoVision. Any of us who had Atari 2600 and then got into ColecoVision, we saw, right, if Atari, didn't cut corners and go cheap, yeah, what that era of gaming could do, because Donkey Kong, Pac-Man, Q*bert on ColecoVision fucking blew everything Atari had out of the water. Old school ninja assassin shit. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, hey, everybody. Hasbro's social media dude. I don't know. We at Hasbro would like to thank all of our loyal customers for making Lara Croft the figure of 2026 San Diego Comic-Con. Is that a thing? Is that a thing? I don't know. Well, Florida Man says a black Assassin's Creed character should take place during the American Civil War, and that character should go after slave-owning Templars or something. See, I'd be down with that. I'd be totally down with that. I mean, even in the Revolution, there were a lot of free blacks that fought in the American Revolution. Everybody wants to say, oh, they were all slaves. We all know that's a fucking lie. So Lunchbox Killa says, I play Assassin's Creed Shadows game. Is that, I don't know. Is that a typo? It's fun, but Tenchu was fun. Okay. You play Assassin's Creed Shadows, it's fun, but Tenchu was fun. Dude, yeah. That Airwolf is beyond awesome. From Ramen, 100%. And anybody who knows, Ace's adherence to quality, that thing's going to be out of this world. GoBots are better. I like me my GoBits. There's Copter and Cykill right there. Boop, boop, boop. Copter and Cykill on the wall in the back. Florida Man says there's a random company now that makes 1/12 scale helicopter that mounts to your... Yeah, everybody's been sharing that shit left and right. I've seen so many people send me this reel of the fucking helicopter fan thing, and I don't know how much of it is accurate and how much isn't. I saw one that was straight AI slop of some dude on an aisle in Target, like no Target any of us have ever seen. And he's like, hey, look at this. And he gets it. I don't know. So. Ramen made the Airwolf for Factory Entertainment, just like he made the Knight Rider for Factory Entertainment. 100%. You know how I know? I'll show you. Not tooting my own horn again, but I'm going to toot my own horn. Let's see. Yeah, Ramen made that Airwolf. And yeah, because I've been sitting on images of that Airwolf from Ramen Toy for a fucking long time. Well, yeah, Ramen made that. And they teased the Airwolf that he was making for them last year because they had a little sign up. Yeah, dude, that Cylon Raider is freaking awesome. 100% awesome. Sam Newsman says, I'm mad I didn't get a second Jim Bro Skeletor to flip for all the wannabe fans who claimed to be fans and didn't show up when it went live. Yeah, I said it. Do better. No excuses. I get that. I get that sentiment. But at the same time, engineered scarcity to create, right, that fear of missing out or that whole psychological aspect of collecting where like, now I want it even more because I couldn't get it before or other people can't get it. That's why they engineer scarcity. That's freaking bullshit. Any pre-orders that sell out, that you're being fucking played for pre-orders to sell out. Yeah, that's just that's a corporate game. Because if you notice, like indie companies don't do that. They do a window and so many people order them and then they're like, cool. Then they make them. It's the corporations that do it. So whereas I get what you're saying, Sam, the flip side of that argument is, okay, so let's just for argument's sake, let's say they sold 10,000. That's pretty average these days. Let's say the pre-orders were 10,000, but maybe they could have sold 35,000 in pre-orders if they just had a window versus, a number of figures. You're just leaving money on the table. It's the same thing like Hasbro makes the first classified Cobra Eel a fucking Amazon exclusive. And it's in short order supply. Really, you would do that with a fucking army builder? Because to them, it's not units moved. That's how it used to be when we talk about like older G.I. Joe. It used to be like, yes, we sold 1 million fucking Snow Serpents when they came out in the 80s. Now they just tell their bosses, well, we sold out. And the bosses are like, oh, okay, cool. But the bosses never ask, but how many did you sell? Because they don't want to hear 5,000, 10,000. They're just like, yeah, we sold out, because it's all about like internet hype. But, yeah. Jim Largo says, narrow in the front, wide in the back only works on Latina hotties, not the Thunder Machine. I don't fucking know. Milk Connors, Thrasher's going to be a chick looking like Billie Eilish. Oh, man. Could you imagine? And so many people, the fucking, the Hasbros, the Glazers, they'll be like, oh, it's fucking, those channels, right? The fucking channels that are all about anything Hasbro does or tells them. They'll be like, oh man, that's so fucking awesome. I'm glad that they went that way because G.I. Joe needs more female representation in the community. No. If they wanted to do that, they should have done the fucking canonical Jill Morelli dial tone. But yeah, could you imagine? Look, part of me wishes they would fucking do it, because then I would be all over that, like stink on shit. I would be 100% all over that. Mike Joseph says, I got 2 Jim Bro Skeletors, but just in case I had a friend that missed it or regretted not ordering it before they sold out, not going to flip it. See, that's cool. That's cool. Helping people out. I don't believe you. I don't believe he plucked his beard. Yeah, man, take a look at that video. You're welcome. I think it's pretty cool. James Lucas says David Corn Sweet. His fucking weird name. Actually insisted on wearing the outer Superman trunks. You know, a lot of stuff started coming out after the fact about how Corn Sweat and Gunn did not agree on a lot of stuff or see eye to eye, very much akin to the Ryan Johnson, Mark Hamill shit. I mean, as much as Mark Hamill's a fucking ridiculous TDS leftist in real life. And again, right, this is why, like, if you shut up about your politics that nobody gives a fuck about and just play the characters that we love, people wouldn't be so put off by you. It's weird how that works. But yeah, Corn Sweat and Gunn disagreed on a ton of shit. But you got a person that doesn't believe in justice, or he knows nothing about being wholesome. And that is the problem with writing a character like Superman. There are too many people in those circles, comics, Hollywood, right? Now that it's all ideologies, they don't know how to write that character because they're all fucking cooked. You know, they're all just weirdo scumbags, especially somebody like James Gunn. So Jason DeMello says, I'm going to check out that Wildlands update. Hell yeah, dude. That's what I'm talking about. Cablin says, in the early 80s, my friend and I played a lot of Intellivision. Yeah, I went from 2600 to ColecoVision. I don't remember if I ever played Intellivision. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. Matt says fake fans took over because of Twilight. That's what changed San Diego Comic-Con forever. Fuck, dude. It's the skin of a killer. Oh, fuck. My daughter loves Twilight, and I love that she loves Twilight. But that tells you all you need to know, right? Yeah. Well, and then like all of the cosplay thoughts, you know, they want to dress like whores. The skimpier the outfit, the better. Anime characters, your Harley Quinns, Poison Ivy, on and on, right? We all know. And they want to let everything hang out so they get attention, but then they're like, oh, well, you guys are pigs for objectifying us. It's like, you objectify yourself. Like, you're the ones that are like hypersexualizing all of this stuff. But again, you know, men are bad. We don't need no men. Fucking fight the patriarchy. Shit. Toys need to be fun like this scary motherfucker. Sorry. I read it. If I got caught reading it. George Aiken, what's up? It's good to see you, my friend. Thank you for being here all the way from those United Kingdom. Fuck. Thanks for being here, my dude. How much is the Airwolf? I don't know. I'm not selling it. So, yeah. I never know price points of anything. I may know stuff, but it is not price points of shit. So, Marauder is doing ceiling fans choppers you can pre-order. Better hurry. Get the fuck out of here. Marauder isn't doing a damn thing. And they wouldn't make do on it no matter what. Yeah, Mother Slug, the top comes off that Airwolf. The side panel comes off so you can see like all the lit up displays, and then to put Dom down inside you, pop the top. Yeah. What do I know? Raymond Sheffield, what's up, brother? Classified Thunder Machine is all out of proportion with no Thrasher. Yeah, I'll play it for you. Hey, since it was San Diego Comic-Con, let's go back to last year's clip.
That's that bullshit.
Yeah, kind of is, but you know what? People will still gladly pay it. Thank you, Hasbro, for giving us a Thunder Machine. Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. Medieval Alchemist says pre-orders are pre-orders used to be, past tense, a judge of how much to order from the factory. Now, as you said, it's a tactic for artificial scarcity. It absolutely is. Yeah. That is one of the first rules in their playbook. Nothing shown at the San Diego Comic-Con Hasbro Joe display was interesting at all. At their panel, they did show classified October Guard, right? Right? Yeah. They sure did. Weird, right? Drew G, what's up, brother? Where's the guest go? He had to leave. Yep. Craig was on for about 40, 45 minutes, and then he had to bail. So totally understand, right? Family always comes first, like we all say. And work-life balance is very, very important for a healthy life. And none of that happy wife, happy life bullshit, you know, happy spouse, happy house. Yeah. But yeah, he had to dip. But don't worry. Don't worry. Kal-El says, dinner time here. Thanks for the live stream. Thank you for being here. I'll have to watch the part I missed when you had Craig on and the rest of the stream later. Thank you, Kal-El, for being here. I appreciate you very much. I do hope they make another run to clip the knees of the scalper market. Are you guys still talking about that Jim Bro Skeletor? I don't know. I mean, that's Mattel. We know that Hasbro does it because they did it with Ahsoka Tano. They did it with, I look back here, Black Series Darth Revan, right? Those of us who had that first wave Black Series Darth Revan, we were like, oh yeah, that sucker's worth money. Now it's not worth shit. My good friend TJC, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Ken the Band says Jada Toys admitted to not making enough Invincible figures. They were shocked and their guy sounded depressed when he said it did far better than the number crunchers told him it would. That's also another challenge of these toy companies, and the reason why you see independent companies kind of making out better than the big corporations. I mean, the big corporations, they're always going to have their evergreen intellectual properties, you know, your Transformers, your Masters of the Universe, your Hot Wheels, your blah, 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 Barbie, G.I. Joe. But independent companies, they don't have the bean counters like fucking breathing down their neck. And most of them are like actual fucking toy people, collectors, you know, real creators, not people who just copy shit. Sonny GTO says that's why I think the Thunder Machine is based off of the Awestriker. Yeah, you had said that earlier. I don't care. I don't, not even a little. I don't give a shit one way or the other. You're always going to have the people that will buy it because they're completionists or they're fucking, you know, corporate tribalists. You're always going to have the people that will complain about it. You know, right, wrong, or indifferent. It's their opinion. Maybe they'll complain, you know, there's no Thrasher. It looks fucking weird, blah, blah, blah. And then still buy it, which I don't understand that at all. I more understand like the completionists or the people who are like, you know, they're just diehard corporate fucking fanboys. But then I do the people who will bitch, but then buy it anyway. Again, these are just my observations. And then you have the people that are like, no. But if Rowdy Toys, again, sorry about the name, but if they make a good one, fucking buy theirs. Hasbro's just going to give you slop. And then you have like Super 7 shows their fucking Cobra flight pod. with their Reaction Plus figure. And I don't know why people were surprised when they showed their mothership display. Oh, I don't know why we still have this on the fucking screen. I already got rid of that. But yes, Captain America 100% does not share the same fucking values as Antifa. Awesome. Let's get rid of that. When Super 7 had their display for their Cobra mothership, they had Cobra flight pods, they had fucking snake armor, they had Cobra robots and all that stuff in the display. I guess a lot of people forgot that all of that was in the display. But their flight pod, the Trouble Bubble, a lot of people just like to say Trouble Bubble, Cobra flight pod. And the figure is more than the classified version. What the fuck? And then some people are like, oh, hey, Chad, are you going to get that? Fuck no. Not only no, fuck no. You know why? Because I have like 15 fucking Cobra flight pods already. Why? Why do I need that? Especially in that scale. I don't need it in that scale and not at that price. No, I'm going to vote with my wallet. You know, it's not like I'm out there fucking, you know, raging in reels and videos on this platform about it. It's just, no, I have no fucking interest. None. And when I say no interest, I truly mean none. I'm not even interested enough to make a clip about it. Dreadnought says Mark Hamill went from cock knocker to cock. Do I still have, hold on. Let's see if I still have this. I do. He went from cock knocker to cock in record fashion. Yeah, I don't like using that. The timing of that's not good. Chad is Team Jacob. Is that a Twilight reference? I think that's a Twilight reference. Pretty sure. What about it? What about the Wildlands update, Terry? Yeah. Wildlands update, smooth 60 frames per second, 2 new missions. Doesn't do anything to your save files, so you can still be like, you know, nigh unstoppable in the game. That'll be awesome. Chad, where's that whistling cutie at? Do I have a whistling cutie? I don't.
Ay, mira, 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 mira.
Definitely voted for Kamala Harris. Get it? Because not an American citizen. Based. Crystal Clear says, been thinking of getting the Modern Warfare remastered off Xbox Live. Is the remastered version any good? You're talking about the remaster of the original Call of Duty 4, correct? Yeah, it's cool. Or you could just play the original Call of Duty 4. Action Joe Figs, what's up, my dude? It's good to see you, man. Oh, Operation Chocolate Invasion USA. See, George knows what's up. I'm looking through some of my games on the floor. Yeah, just get the original. I don't know when it comes to Call of Duty. You know what the best Call of Duty is, kids? World at War. Fight me. Just like Alyssa Mercante. Fight me. Lord of Brooklyn. Chad, according to sources, has rated Hasbro 2026 San Diego Comic-Con releases as being great. He only goes anti-Hasbro for the views. I wish I could say that. I really wish I could. Yeah. The whole Hasbro thing is totally a love-hate relationship. I love the intellectual properties that they hold hostage, but god damn. Their business tactics are dog shit. Hey, James Lucas, channel member for 26 months, uses Chad trademark this fucking face 2024 and says 26 months. Much love always, Chad. Much love, my friend. 49er Brian, channel member for 24 months, 2 whole awesome years. My dude, this is for you guys and everybody else.
Wolverines!
Wolverines. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, the Wildlands update is, it's in like 2 weeks, I believe. 2 weeks. For those of you who get the reference. Sam Newsman coming in clutch. Ace will have an early bird window for the Airwolf. It will be about 50-ish or so cheaper to help with initial sales numbers to get to their magic 1,000 sales he shoots for. There you go. Crystal Clear says, I will take a classified scaled MI-24 Hind, please. Delta 17 is making a Hind 118 scale, the Lord scale, the best world building scale ever. Mike Joseph says they announced October Guard, but just showed a comic book drawing. Well, yeah, they announced the October Guard. I wasn't saying that was a render of the figure. No, yeah, it's just artwork. But, somebody's been talking about how October Guard was coming for what? I don't know, 9-10 months, something like that. Yeah. Action Joe Fig says summer break is about over and I report back to campus on Wednesday. That's that bullshit. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. Is Ace's Airwolf 112 scale? No, it's 118 scale. 118. It is the Lord's scale. And that was intentional because of that Kickstarter that burned everybody and took their money. Milk Connor says the only thing that was cool was the Dollar General tactical shipwreck they're planning to make. Oh, yeah. Well, the DG shipwrecks are the best shipwrecks. I prefer the OD green one versus the blue. If you know, you know. Most of us here should know. But, yeah. The DG figures are great. So are granted, these aren't modern construction like the DG ones were, but you guys remember the Family Dollar? The Family Dollar, Valor versus Venom, $2 Joes? Stalker, who never gets enough love, which is weird for a company that's all about, representation and shit. Stalker always gets fucked over. I don't know why. No Flag Point says, I hard quit classified when I saw that jaundiced Mr. Clean price point. They took a bath on it. They fucking did. They took a huge bath on that. That's why you didn't see a demon. Yeah. Jersey Maniac will complain but still buy it. Yup. Yeah, he's one of them. He definitely will. I mean, that's whatever. It is what it is. Chad, we were still talking about Jim Bro in real time. You're just behind per usual. Yeah, well, fuck you, because if I scoot all the way to the bottom, then people are going to be like, you didn't read my chat from 40 minutes ago where I was talking about how I like crunchy peanut butter. That has no relevance to the conversation. Jay Vincent says, I need to see the price and then see if it looks good when they show the final product, then decide. Yeah, and that's kind of the thing. Renders don't always do a product justice. And sometimes the final product looks worse than the render. 2 cases in point. Stalker, when they showed the render of what classified Stalker would look like, he didn't look like he was going to be 65. When the figure comes out, he looks fucking 65. Lieutenant Falcon, right? He did not look like fucking Team America Matt Damon until that figure actually came out. So yeah, absolutely. Wait and decide. CG7 Cobra says it is the flight pod. It is. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Cobra flight pod. Headcanon says, I know folks like the Super 7 Joes. They have always looked like knockoffs to me. Very expensive. Pardon me. Very expensive knockoffs. The first 2 waves I said were very much like Leonard the Core. Big barrel chest, little skinny, detailless legs. I lost like 60 subs over that video, and I don't give a shit. So, yeah, it was pretty funny. Mother Slug says, great timing to walk back into my toy room hearing Chad say, fuck no, about the trouble bubble. I can't, dude. Sorry, I can't. Super 7 is doing Tiger Force Wild Bill. Was that a figure in the past? No. Yes. Yeah, yeah, he was. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he came with a fucking Tiger Force Dragonfly. Got there. I mean, look, they're doing Glow Patrol and shit. They did a Tiger Force Snake Eyes. What do you expect? It is what it is. Brandon Arm, a good man. He just got not this hat, but he got the laser guns and battle tanks. He got the LGBT hat. It looks awesome on you. Says, canceled both Arctic hisses yesterday after seeing San Diego Comic-Con diorama of Christmas Village effort. The toy didn't look good. I doubt I'll miss it at $225 Canadian each. Man, that's a lot. Just for a second. Those of you who are popping in, yes, we did have Craig from Side Scrollers on, and he had to bail. Work-life balance, right? Family comes first. Just think about this. Sit for a moment by yourself with no external influence, no fucking shilling intentions in mind, none of this tribalism. $225 for a fucking toy. $225 for a toy. I can't even. Yes, I got the fucking InArt Origins Batman. I did. I got this InArt Origins Batman. This was what? I don't even remember what this cost. $120 for one figure. I'm not saying that I am devoid of any of that. However, pause for dramatic effect, I have the DC Collectibles Origins Batman. For those of you who have any DC Collectibles toys, you know they're not the greatest. And he's still, enshrouded in his massive plastic package. That's what she said. So yeah, I got the InArt Batman. Not to be a hypocrite. $225 for a hiss, for an Arctic hiss. That's fucking crazy. That's just crazy to me. You're going to get fleeced to restart a collection in a new scale. I guess that's the difference between me and the fucking classified. I'm not going to say the word. You guys know the word. Kind of sounds like commie. If you've never had the stuff, or if you haven't had it since you were a child, and that's all well and good, and I like the scale because it's bigger. Okay, that's great. But $225 for a vehicle. I just think that's insane. Crystal Clear says, I still have my copy of Call of Duty World at War. I refuse to part with it because it's hard as shit to find, because it's the best. The best. Kiefer Sutherland, fucking Gary Oldman. True to history. They didn't make it like Call of Duty World War II. Not even a little. And you can see, right? This is like old Call of Duty, right? You got World at War, and then you got that whole Activision, Blizzard, DEI initiative, fucking World War II. Complete night and day. Headcanon says World at War was great. You could fight in the Pacific. Yeah, because you could burn them out of the trees, man. That shit was awesome. I don't know about World War II, my friend. If that's your opinion, that's awesome. CJ, what's up, brother? It's good to see you, man. Thank you for being here. James Lucas says Wolverine. Hell yeah. Yeah, that was 2 weeks. Definitely. The good Total Recall, thanks to Paul Verhoeven. George Aiken says, I still got all my Call of Duties and the PlayStations I played them on. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Okay. So the Wildlands update is August 6th. Is that still 2 weeks? 2 weeks. I believe that's 2 weeks. Pretty sure I said 2 weeks. Chad, have you seen any more of the Druseum yet? No, my friend, I haven't. In fact, I will. Promise you. I'll get on that. It's freaking awesome. Awesome. Cavzilla, channel member for 27 months since day one, says, what's up, bearded battle beast? Happy Sunday to you, your family in the chat holes. Happy Sunday to you, my man Kevzilla. Thank you for being here. And thank you for using your Chad chat. Oh, here's Callie. Come here. Oh, it's both of them. Question, what toy lines are better to collect in vintage rather than remake? Mask, obviously, but what else? Hi, Callie. Hi, Callie. I got them both, kids. I got them both. I'm sorry. Not Transformers. Hi, Odie. Hi. Yes, hi. I'm going to say not Transformers. Mask, yeah, because loyal subjects, you're just... Here's kind of the way I this is just me, Jim, but I gauge it like this. If you were so into Mask anyway, why don't you have the Kenner shit? If you're so into Mask, it's out there. It's readily available. I mean, you get a Boulder Hill, what, $200, $300? I'd rather have a Boulder Hill than a fucking classified scale Arctic Hiss. But I don't know. That would be a good conversation. It definitely would. Just to delve into that. CJ says, yay, Hasbro again. Poor other companies that did all the work they did with displayed and presentation, and all anyone asks about is Hasbro. Yeah. I used to love to play the 90s game Army Men. That's a hard thing to do, hard thing to find nowadays. I have 9 bags unopened, first release in 1920s. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the little green Army Men. Do you guys remember the Army Men video games? Those were pretty fun. I liked playing those. Yeah. Yeah. We'll go ahead and say that it was old Liam there at Diaper Island that's been talking about October Guard. I mean, I'm sure he did talk about it because all he does is he watches everyone else's shit. I mean, at least now he admits that he's an aggregate, like CNN or something. He's just an aggregate channel. He takes what everybody else hears or learns or knows, and then he puts it out. Half the time he puts it out like like when he stole those Nemesis Immortal images from Ryan. That's just what he does. But yeah. George Aiken says, I have misgivings about the Arctic Hiss, no electronics, and the Stinger missile rack, which falls off the Jeep very easily. Well, if they just took the original and scanned it and copied it, which is what they do a lot of the times. Yeah, the original, that weird dog bone mount for the missiles that went on the Stinger wasn't the fucking greatest. I mean, let's be real, right? I don't know. That's just how it's going to be. So moving forward. Dreadnought, man. Fucking. CG7 says, Chad, it's time to eat for me, but I have to get in a furry force before I go. God damn it. Thank you, dude. Appreciate you. That's right, Headcanon. Thank you. It was Tiger Force Recondo with the Tiger Fly. Cruising through the chat. Glowhole Chad figure was fucking sweet. If you know, you know. Do I have that? I think I still have that on here. I might not have it on this computer. It might be in my... No, it's in my Google Drive. Sorry, but I do have it. Yeah, it's in my Google Drive. I'm not going to pull it up right now. Clint says Hasbro was mid at San Diego Comic-Con. I haven't really been paying attention to a lot of stuff coming out of SDCC this year. I honestly don't care. What?
Community, and community.
Bullshit, bullshit, and bullshit. All it is it's a bunch of fucked up people that come together to validate and justify each other's fucked up behavior. That's all it is. So, yeah. I just paid $100 for a version 1.5 Snake Eyes. That's the 83 swivel arm battle grip. Yeah, we had this conversation. Because it was missed. That's not bad. That's actually really good. Complete, no broken thumbs, all the accessories. Did you notice when those fake ass Joe San Diego Comic-Con talked about their classified display Arctic Hiss, calling it a tank? Of course they do. Yeah. I just wanted to punch him, piece of shit. Yeah, I'm getting angry. Yeah, of course. But it's a classic example of groupthink. Hawk called it a tank. Season 2, episode 1, Arise Serpentor Arise, part 1. Right? Why are they using stuns? Sure, they're faster and whatever than the original Hiss tank. From then on, it was tank. Right? But again, does Destro's mouth move? No. Is Zartan's hood hair? No. The Hiss is not a tank. Right? It's a high-speed sentry. That classified display at San Diego Comic-Con was pure shit, says 49er Brian. Figures falling over, vehicles looking out of place. It was sad. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, I didn't even see it. Don't even care. Dreadnought K6 says Call of Duty Ghosts was underrated. It was cool with the dog element in there. I liked it. Drew G says, I never understand that. A 118 scale Hiss was $25 to $30, but grow it 2 inches to 112 scale and it's 200 plus. Yeah. And that's not even including inflation. Inflation would make that like $47 or something like that. Cruising. Son of GTO says I paid $106 total on Gun Damn It for my InArt Batman Origins. Okay. Yeah, I'm somewhere in that ballpark-ish. Father Son Galaxy. Only reason I still have Arctic Hiss on order is because of Vala's Arctic troops. He showed, but wavering constantly. I could see that. Yeah, I could see that one way or the other. Oh, kisses for the dogs. No, Callie's a female. They're both girls. You know what? I'm gonna take my fucking AirPods out since I'm not talking to anybody anymore. How about that? I don't know why I left them in for so long. I apologize for that. Cruising through the chat. Everybody talking about Callie. I guess I'm going to reinstall Wildlands. Fuck yeah, dude. Thank you, Medieval Alchemist. They are very loved and spoiled. Yep. Viper Island, more like domestic island. Yeah. Headcanon. Okay, when the October Guard figures come out, will we see activists using them to take out Putin like they do with Joe and Trump? No. Because for one, the activist types in our hobbies, they're very much pick and choose, right? Especially that one vagina beanie fucking, crazy leftist Barbie activist who shows all these pictures of her with the California one who looks like a fucking mop. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm having a moment. They want to talk about, women's rights and reproduction rights and all this stuff, but then they want to talk about free Palestine. They don't want to talk about how the squiggle world, I'm going to say squiggles instead of Muslims. They don't want to talk about how all those cultures treat women because they don't care, right? They only care about, right, tearing things down here. But when other countries, still have slavery or are horrible to women, or countries where communism doesn't work. They don't want to talk about that. They don't want to point that out. It ruins their narrative. So no, I'm sure it'll be I'm sure it'll be cooked one way or the other. It's going to be all sorts of fucked up. Yeah. James Lucas loved the Army Men games. Yeah, they're awesome. Absolutely. Kevzilla still has Army Man video games. They were some of my favorite games back then. Yep. Who's a cook? Who? I don't know. You gotta say who he is, because you know I'm gonna get to this. Oh, it was only 5 minutes ago. I don't know. I have no idea. He's like Magellan, but instead of our intelligence agencies, he consolidates Chud reporting on Joe. Oh, so you guys are talking about Diaper Island? Yeah, fuck that guy. Like, the only people who care about anything fucking Viper Island has to say are the people who drank that Kool-Aid long ago. It's just like, these fucking wackos who they go off to some university and they get indoctrinated and they think communism's the best thing in the world and Che Guevara was like the nicest dude ever. And the only reason it's never worked is because it hasn't been tried here. Like, you cannot talk sense into these people. You can't talk sense into like the diehard fucking Diaper Island, subscribers or followers or whatever. You just can't. It's the same thing with Shart. I mean, if he even has any real diehard followers, except for like Ghetto Dahmer, I think he's the only one that really sucks his ass. Mother Slug says, that's what I was talking about, Chad. Army Men video games. Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought you were talking about like the actual low plastic Army Men. Gotcha. Well, we still got there anyway. You need to have Scuba Pete on. How insensitive of you. Well, I always have Pete's clip, but Pete's, I'll have Pete back on fucking anytime.
Chad, why are you so insensitive?
Look, the reality is, I don't even think it's like the elephant in the room. I've talked about it almost every week. There are certain people, once I got tired of the fucking, the bullshit, the cancel culture, the activism, the agenda people in our hobbies, there are certain people that they just distance themselves from me. And that's fine. That's their life to live, but I don't give a fuck. You know who your true friends are. So Dreadnought says Hasbro needs to hire someone with Down syndrome to set up their displays. Just looking like you have Downs isn't cutting it, BMAC. So he has to like really, really have Down syndrome. He has to be down with the syndrome. Mo, what's up, brother? I really like the turn-based squad games like XCOM and Jagged Alliance and a few others I can't remember the names of. Yeah, those games some of those were good. XCOM's old school, yeah. Tristan, what's up, my friend, all the way from Australia? It's good to see you. Good morning, Chad and chat. Appreciate you all accompanying me on my long walk to work this cold winter morning. Glad you're here, dude. Glad you are here. Giorgio66 says, you can make the Python Patrol Crimson Guard Retro 2-pack red, black, gold color with Python Patrol bats. Good Lord, 2-pack Hasbro head. Fuck. That's a lot. Yeah, thank you, Darth Gutierrez. They're beautiful girls. Here we go. CJ says, I was mostly impressed with Big Bad Workshop. Jada wasn't bad. Mattel wasn't bad, but their thing, there's things you worry about with Mattel. Most of McFarlane was good. Witchblade looked wrong. I heard good stuff about Big Bad Workshop. Like I said, I only saw the not Hector Ramirez fucking figure. The reality is these companies, they're gonna, kind of in the vein of like this, the Big Bad Workshop, like your ramen toy, things like that. They're just fucking running circles around Hasbro. Action Joe Fix Chad. Some Japanese auctions ran across Megaforce TACCOM vehicle up for auction. Do you have this vehicle? Is this the one that's like grossly oversized where the Delta Mark IVs are coming out of some non-existent fucking vehicle ramp in the back? Is that the one? Because I've seen it and it's fucking ridiculous. Yeah. I think that's the one you're talking about. Yeah, Slade on Slade. 100%. But again, that's like what Craig and I were talking about at the beginning of the stream. Like some usual suspect squiggle dude just drove a fucking big old panel van through a gay pride parade in Germany, but nobody wants to say who it was because it's always the usual suspects, right? There's only like one of so many, right? You know what I mean? The wrong sex pretenders all pumped up on drugs, or the squiggle people. Yeah. But yeah, they don't want to talk about that. Original Darkhawk, what's up, man? Congrats on Hasbro proving you right again. It is what it is. Yeah, I mean, just wait. More of that stuff's going to start rolling out. The water moccasin, all the kitchen sink stuff, More October Guard. On and on and on and on. Russia gets a lot of undue hate. Some of it's justified, though. Fuck Russia. We should have stomped that ass in the 50s. So, that's all I'm saying. 49er Brian's completely changing the subject, but that's okay. Chad, have you seen Brightburn? Yeah. Brightburn's a fucking awesome movie. Absolutely. Very happy ending. Wait, what? Did we watch the same movie? The retro movement with G.I. Joe is under active discussion. What about our new selections? Don't make me poke holes in that, please. The reality at the end of the day, kids, you get all these people and they want to be scale snobs, like these people, PS5 versus fucking Xbox versus PC Master Race. It's all gay. All of that is gay and useless. It's the same thing with toys. You got the 1/6 scale people that say 1/6 scale is the best. Sure, 1/6 scale or 12-inch, that is the original action figure, right? The original movable fighting man. That's very hard to say sometimes. And it's fucking awesome, right? Cloth outfits, killer detail, articulation, all that stuff. Then you get the 118 people, right? Then you get the 112 people. You're always going to have scale snobs. But at the end of the day, anybody who wants to say 118 scale is a dead scale, that should give you pause, because there are quantifiably more 118 scale offerings now than ever. Just because one company wants to kind of right about 118 scale stuff, there's still way more now than ever before. So, I mean, that's on them. It's the same thing. Like, they don't want to make this figure in 112 scale. Well, fucking, Fresh Monkey Fiction, Big Bad Workshop. And I'm not the biggest fan of fucking Fresh Monkey Fiction. Trust me, I am not. But they're going to make it. Fuck them. That's all there is to it. I heard the new Hasbro headquarters has reinforced floors. You can't make the fat jokes anymore. You can't. Because as with all these other body positivity people, I thought I had dog hairs on my microphone. Yeah, Emily looks like she weighs about 86 pounds now. So, yeah, as soon as Ozempic became affordable, all the people who were about body positivity, for some reason, they just shut up and they got skinny. Shows how much they really believed that shit. It was just an excuse to be fat and lazy. But yeah, she's like a fucking rail now. I need to get Palm Beach Pete on. Is that the dude who looks like fucking Jeffrey, you know who? Is that guy? Oh, fuck no. Jason DeMello, hey, Chad, you think you would stream some Wildlands from the new update? Fuck yeah, dude. I could do that. The 2 new missions? Why not? Go into them blind? Yeah. 49er Brian says, Ghetto Dahmer called Bobby's new line the extras to Temu Street Humans. Wait, so he called extras Temu Street Humans? I mean, at least extras fucking came out or will come out. But again, this is that whole tribalism thing, right? Lots of people tried to help Russ with Street Humans to get it launched, you know, to make smarter decisions to help him. He didn't want to listen. He didn't want to do it. You get what you get. But I mean, you're always going to have that kind of division with people, and that's fine. Like wasting your energy on just laughable stuff. And the thing is, like, their insults, their burns suck. They suck. Like, they're just fucking, like, you're horrible at trash talking. Like, Russ tried to call me the Noid. Come on. That was so fucking funny that I leaned into it and sold a bunch of merch. And now I own a Noid trademark. So, like, I don't get it. They're fucking weak, man. Again, I should have fucked him up at San Diego Comic-Con last year. And I'll say that. I will say that openly. I still regret that I didn't. But I promised Ryan I wouldn't. And I just wanted to fucking pull his eye out of his head. Darkhawk says, I need Classified to start making 90 to 91 Joes so I can get the last Joes I consider really missing from my collection. There's a lot of people with that kind of sentiment. Like, as soon as they make X or as soon as they make Y, I'm fucking out. Yeah, that shit's not going to last forever. Again, like Michael from Retro Blasting said, nostalgia's a glider. It's only going to go for so long. And then when they try to make an original character like Wolf Spider, it's just Beachhead version 3. It's just fucking like, let's just rip off everything that we can. Scuba Pete in a wig. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm going to jump into Chad's Wildlands game and constantly blow his cover. Oh, you know, I have Jay Bartlett for that. I don't need anybody. Speed, surprise, and violence of action, kids. That's all you ever have at your disposal. And as soon as you lose surprise, you better crank down on the speed and the violence of action. No, I don't need anybody giving me away in Wildlands, but that's fine. I can boogaloo all day. What new selections does Hasbro have in 1/18 O-ring scale? I wish I had a fucking cricket chirping sound. Yeah. Does BMAC have a mohawk? These fucking people in their 40s and 50s with mohawks. Whatever. Slade says Big Brett. We'll just edit that out. Slade says Big Bad Workshop brought it hard. That's gay. Read that back to yourself. That's pretty gay. Yeah, I heard they did a good job. Calling it a night. It's after midnight in the UK. Thank you, George Aiken. I appreciate you very much. I'm just getting through the chat, you know, just giving everybody a voice, and then I'm going to call it too. We're at 2.5 hours. Steven. I just picked up Top Gun Lockdown for my PS3. Didn't know it existed. Found it at a local vintage gaming shop. Fuck yeah, dude. That's awesome. Yep. Go vintage. That's the way to go. You own it, right? Like, hold up. Yeah, I have this collection on Xbox, but you know what? I have the original cart and it still fucking works great. Same thing with Metal Gear Solid 2, fucking 3, 4 down here, physical copy. gotta have physical media. You gotta. And PlayStation's fucked. They are fucked. Dude, Big Bad Workshop made a stay-at-home mom. Did they really? Oh, that's pretty funny. Send me a picture of that, dude. Yeah, the fucking Aloha snack bars. Fucking forget it. They're cooked. You do not. You don't. The only people who say that the fucking Aloha snack bar squiggles bring cultural diversity to us are the ones who think that they're going to use them when really it's the other way around. Did anybody hear the murder dog? Yeah, she just went off. Drew G. See, I love Drew G, but I hate him because he has great hair. And I don't. I don't at all. Just a buzz cut. I wish Bobby would hire some guys so he didn't have to go and set up a booth at San Diego Comic-Con and blow them all out of the water. I would like to see Valaverse at San Diego Comic-Con. They would fucking kill it. Kill it. I would like to see that. Of course, we all know. Well, those of us who know that Robert, he fucking hates California. Rightfully so, because our whole state just cooked. Natty, what's up, man? Is that distance you mentioned why you haven't been on 3POA? Also, do you think you'll ever go to San Diego Comic-Con again? I'm trying to think of how to phrase this. How do I want to phrase this? I don't want to say yes to this about why I haven't been back on 3POA. There's how many people are on that fucking I don't know about the Saturday thing when Bobby's not on, but I mean the Wednesday thing, that midweek, isn't it like 8 motherfuckers on there? And since the departure of Tony and directions of things, do they even talk about toys that are 5 years or older anymore? I don't know. I honestly don't know. So I don't know. This is not to throw shade, but I was informed that when they tried to talk about Fury Force, that it was like a fucking dumpster fire. But again, before all that bullshit with Big Bad Workshop and Fresh Monkey Fiction and Fury Force, like 5 of us fucking knew what that was. 2 of us made videos on it, me and JLS Comics, but now everybody is a Fury Force expert because that's how, glazing works. Do I think I'll go back to San Diego Comic-Con? My press pass was renewed for this year. Why? I think I've talked about this enough at length. What am I going to do? I'm going to go to San Diego Comic-Con. I'm going to look at a bunch of new, false scarcity, hype, overpriced bullshit in a scale that I don't want. I mean, last year when I went to San Diego Comic-Con, Ryan and I left the con and we went to like local, because support fucking local brick and mortar shops, right? We went to 2 local shops. That's where I spent all my money. I bought like 3 things at fucking Comic-Con itself. One of them, one item I did try to purchase was an exclusive Monster High, I want to say Elvira, for my kid because she collects Monster High. Yeah, I have fucking like next to zero interest. And then all I'm going to do is maybe get in a fist fight. I'll be like that motherfucker from the wrestling panel this year. Fist fighting, one of those usual suspects that love to fucking talk tough. Lose my press pass. Fucking spend a lot of money just to get in a fight. I mean, if I want to spend a lot of money to get in a fight, I'll just go to San Francisco and get in a fight. Right. So And I don't want any of that at the end of the day, regardless. So no, I probably won't go back. It's all about being seen and, just that kind of fake shit. It's very much like, oh, look at me. I'm at San Diego Comic-Con. Why? And the reality is people with press passes get treated like shit. Yeah. Worse than the ticket purchasing public. We don't, like, if you want to shoot footage or anything like that, you can't, like at other cons, you can go in before doors and get like B-roll and shit like that. No. So I have no interest. None. I'm sorry. G.I. Joe 66 says, I don't buy classified, only 1/18 scale. I know you do. Yeah. Absolutely. I am tracking that. Tristan says, I went to Bolivia to help the locals there and got murked for it. Yeah, that's how it works. You just got to be better, man. You just got to get good. You got to get your gun game good. 1/6 scale.
I don't know, man. Seems kind of gay to me.
Hey, now. Does this count? Does this count as gay? Because I love the Hall of Fame stuff. And there's a lot of Adventure Team stuff that I like too. Does that count as gay? I don't know. You let me know. Slade says, why does it always have to be a versus? If they want versus that bad, get into an arena with a sword. Guy killed me with a sword, Mal. Boss Fight has 1/18 scale. They sure do. Yeah. They always had 1/18 scale. More so than they had 1/12. 1/12 came later. Yeah. Absolutely. Drew G, think about it. Action Force 1944, Rocketeer, the Black Splinter Cell extras all on display at San Diego Comic-Con. The Dios by Duarte would be dope. Yeah. No, I'm trust me, I'm 100% with you. He would fucking blow the doors off San Diego Comic-Con. Absolutely. CJ says, actually, Boss Fight 1/18 scale Red Sonja and Conan look pretty good. Yeah, I mean they've always done pretty awesome 1/18 scale shit. It's just not my wheelhouse, but yeah. Ooh, here we go. Milk Connors, if Danny McBride's Joe flick is a hit, what scale do you think they'll push first? What do you think? You already know the answer. You absolutely know the answer. Look at that fucking Snake Eyes movie. Hit or not, what did they make? You know the answer. That being said, I don't know, this rumor about Walton Goggins being Zartan, I'd kind of get behind that. With his accent, I would get behind that. Absolutely. Dreadnought K6 says the biggest threat to United States sovereignty is the same country we're merging militaries with. Yep. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I've been there several times, but yeah, I know what you're saying. Is there going to be an Energon War Room anytime soon? Yes, Father Son Galaxy episode 5. In fact, let me pull up the motherfucking thumbnail and I'll show it to you right now. Oh, I gotta get rid of this. Okay, stop. Add. Talking to the chat. Window this and blow. Boop. Yeah, there you go. There's the thumbnail for episode 5. We're going to talk about mask. The guys wanted to do it before San Diego Comic-Con, and just like with Craig from SIDESCROLLERS being on my channel earlier, we all have to be understanding and supportive of family comes first. So I don't always get a lot of time to see the ma'am, and she was off. So I asked them if we could postpone it, and we're going to do it right after Comic-Con is over. So this coming weekend, the next weekend, I don't know. I will announce it. They will as well. But yeah, there's the thumbnail right there. We're going to talk about mask. 100%. Let me get my cursor back. Boop, there we go. Dreadnought K6 says America first, America only. Yeah, absolutely. American exceptionalism. That's why today, for my final Sunday stream, not to be confused with Mandatory Fun, which starts tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern, for my final Sunday stream of the month of July, celebrating 250 years of excellence, I wore my join or fucking get stacked shirt. Join or die. You guys know. You guys know what's up. Ken the Band. I asked Tyrone if he made out with this custom Chad dolly. His comeback was, I don't take showers or some shit. Oh, book.
Straight up, real player shit. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. Impossible Pie says that Temu Street Humans line will be up for sale. Street Humans will not. Yep. We're still on this conversation? Well, I guess you guys were there. So I don't know. It is what it is, right? You always got to have something to fucking laugh at. CJ says, Chad, you don't like Big Bad Workshop because their 118 is man, their 6-inch stuff is good, but you're not into that. No, I don't know. There's some stuff that I get into and there's some stuff that I don't. I just don't. I'm not the biggest fan of the guy who runs Fresh Monkey Fiction. That's just on a personal level. So it's like G.I. Joe 66 in the comments. He means well. He really does. He's very passionate. We're all passionate in our own ways. He means well, and he wants me to support Templars by fucking Terry, Island Viper Terry. No, I would never do that. I understand why G.I. Joe 66 asked me to support it, but fuck no. Right. I mean, all we have is our authenticity. I think what Big Bad Workshop is doing is they're filling the voids that Hasbro won't do. And that's cool. It's a smart business decision, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to run out and buy it. I have said that if they do Fury Force in 1/18 scale, I'll fucking buy it. I will. But I've also said numerous times that I don't think that one scale should be over another. I don't know. I always felt that, like, when it comes to G.I. Joe 112 should be the exception, not the rule. And I guess by default that includes something like Fury Force. Does that just mean that I'm salty because they're not doing it in 118? Maybe. But, you know, if they do, they'll get my money. If they don't, nah, I'm not going to buy it. 49er Brian with a $5 super chat. Thank you very much, my dude. And says, Doggy Treat Fund, gotta go. Love you all. Love you too. What am I going to play for you? I'm going to play this for you. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for hanging out.
Just checking in. Have you drank water today? Did you eat? Did you take your meds?
Did ya? Yeah. Thank you, Brian. Dreadnought says mohawks are a huge hairstyle in the gay community. With so many people being obese now, the mohawk can help them gays line up their... I see what you're saying. Well, that's if they cut it straight, though. Dude, I have a clip that I got. It's so funny. It's like all these, you know, rainbow-haired fucking activists, and they're all on like the rascal scooters because they're all, you know, trying to pick a fucking struggle. Shit is fucking hilarious. Hilarious, man. Mother Slug, please, can someone explain to me why Gem and the Holograms 80s cartoon is so popular lately? I'm missing something to the story, something good. I've seen grown boys. Yeah, boys. I don't know. They're pushing it. So yeah. Big Bad Workshop's NPC line is great. Lol. I don't think I've seen it. If that's a joke, it went over my head. So I don't know. Lunchbox Killa, stay rad. You don't have to be rad. Love you. Well, you stay rad too. Valaverse will not be at San Diego Comic-Con 2027. No, because it would be horrible for Hasbro. They fucking know. They know. If you know, you know. The people at Hasbro, they fucking know that he is fierce competition. And they know he's doing it right. So anybody who's here in the chat that was, hanging out with fucking Loose Lips Lenny at Joe Fest, like he admitted it openly about fucking Bobby is running fucking circles around them. Yep. Jason DeMello, I miss Tony on 3POA. Didn't he just have some like 10-year anniversary thing? Darkhawk, 3POA is mostly a toy news channel now. Yeah, well, there you go. Right. And I mean, let's be honest. Let's be honest. When I would go on there, I would just give my opinions through the lens of a mostly vintage collector. I don't know if maybe I filled a void that Tony left behind or what, but I'm just going to sit there and go, okay, yeah, it just looks like the shit from 86, but it's 10 times the fucking price. That's really all I'm going to do. I don't bring a shtick. You know what I mean? I don't have a, I'm just keeping it real. Neva Alchemist says San Diego Comic-Con is overhyped. Better venues out there. Fuck yeah. Absolutely. 100%. For the cost of me going to San Diego Comic-Con, and any of us, right? That's just paying for the fucking hotel room. You're talking like anywhere between $1,250 to $1,500 for just a room, just fucking 4 walls and a roof over your head. You could go to 3 other cons, like real toy shows. San Diego Comic-Con is not a toy show. Walmart is not a toy store. It's not. They're not toy shows. It's all about fucking hype. That's it. Yeah, there was a fight this year at San Diego Comic-Con. The reel is all over Instagram. It was at some AEW or whatever wrestling panel. Yeah, these 2 dudes right in the front row started fighting. Yeah, exactly. Crystal Clear says, until a couple of months ago, I wasn't aware they made one of the girls into a xenomorph for, yes, they did. Yeah, they do have a fucking Monster High xenomorph. It's awesome. Raiden, this year was the first year I didn't go to San Diego Comic-Con in 7 years, and I had zero FOMO. I get it. Exactly. It was nice to go last year with Ryan. It was nice to hang out, just me and him, seeing people. I got to hang out and spend a lot of time with Ace from Ramen Toy, who's a genuine fucking awesome guy. A lot of other people, Michael from Toy Habits. I saw a ton of people, but it's just, Brandon R. is the draw of San Diego Comic-Con, the hope of seeing celebs like this year with Ryan Gosling and others. I don't pay attention. Yeah, but you're not going to see them. You're just going to see them. Doesn't mean you're going to run into Ryan Gosling. Now, I did run into DJ Lance Rock from Yo Gabba Gabba last year in person. I walked right past him and I heard him talking to somebody. I've told this story before, and that fucking made my whole experience. But there are a lot of other like toy tube celebrities that I was just like, no interest. I mean, hey, I got to meet Shartimus Prime. I was not fucking impressed by him or several others. So I don't give a fuck. They don't care about me. Well, maybe they do care about me, but I don't care about them. So, CJ says, there are things that work great for 6-inch. Okay, not Joe, not at all Star Wars. Well, yeah, because the thing with Joe and Star Wars, specifically Star Wars and G.I. Joe, The Millennium Falcon is a character like the Mobat is a character, like the Hiss is a character, like the X-Wing or the TIE Fighter are characters. They are as much characters as Han, Luke, Leia, Destro, Snake Eyes, all of them. You got to have all that. Hasbro never planned to have any of that for classified. They admitted it themselves. They thought the line was maybe going to make it 3 years. Then they had the whole debacle with the Snake Eyes movie. It got delayed. The fucking game came out. The movie didn't come out. The toy line was out. It was all fucked up. And then when the movie finally does come out, it sucked ass, which, by the way, this Thursday on Mandatory Fun, we're going to be discussing the 5-year anniversary of that fucking shit pile movie and its effects on G.I. Joe as an intellectual property. That's why I say, with specifically Star Wars and Joe, 112 should be the exception. And, you know, I'm sure some of us remember Black Series didn't start off as 6-inch. It started off as 4-inch, right? But yeah, and then they just... G.I. Joe 66. Well, the Energon is not the original Larry Hama comics. No, it is not. It's better. It's fucking better. It's way better. Turn that into a G.I. Joe animated cartoon using the Sunbow animation and do your Energon as well. Have 2. Double home run. Okay, well, Marvel Animation, Sunbow is long gone. So that's not going to be a thing. They'd probably get like the studio that did Castlevania and that fucking god-awful girl boss fucking Lara Croft Tomb Raider shit. I don't know. I mean, the reality is they're not leaning into Energon. They're just not. Even the Transformer team said, yeah, you know, 27, 28, whatever, Pulse exclusive, blah, blah, blah. So the term action figure was coined to describe 12-inch Joe. Yeah, exactly. Movable fighting man. It's not a doll. It's an action figure. So without 12-inch or 1/6 scale figures, we probably would not have what we have. Exactly. Got to put some respect. Got to put some respect on that 1/6 scale. Matthew Mahler thinks they'll do a 4.5-inch action verse scale. For Danny McBride? I don't know. Dude, Walter Goggins is Zartan. Hell yes. Yeah. I vote no. The casting rumors suck. They're casting a bunch of dudes entering retirement age. I mean, Zartan wasn't 20. I don't know. Yeah. Walton Goggins is like 60. Carl Urban's no fucking spring chicken, but his Dread was badass as fuck. And his Johnny Cage was good too. So I don't know. Dreadnought says 54, my bad. 54. I'm fucking 51, dude. Most of us are in our 50s, at least. Action Joe Figs. Chad, have you checked out my new logo? Fuck yeah, dude. That thing is awesome. I love it. 100%. Mother Slug says, question, Chad, is a doctor's finger in the butt gay at 50? No, no. Just tell yourself that he's checking your prostate, even though you went, huh, and liked it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I love you guys. It's the best. Tristan says, well, now I know I've made it on YouTube if I'm on a list. Yeah, that's when you know that you're getting out there. Right. You're on somebody's list, or they make 9 million reels and shorts about you and say that you don't matter, but they can't fucking live without you. You guys know what that is. We all know what that is. Are you getting the replay figures? Are you talking to me? The fuck is a replay figure? I don't know. Templars, 29 people have funded it. Oh, wait, now it's 31. Maybe 2 people hate funded it because I said I won't. Look, the dude's divisive. He's a fucking asshole. So that's all there is to it. Most people running toy companies are douches, though. Chris Cox? He's a douche. Yeah. Yeah, Ken, I saw that. I saw the notification on YouTube because I am still subscribed to Will, but yeah. You know, I will say Will was smart to coin the term 1-8 team. That was a very good play on words. I mean, I wouldn't steal it because, one, I don't want to bracket myself into just this, and two, you know, I'm not like people who steal other people's sayings and hashtags and shit. You guys know. Crayon Slayer, what's up, man? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. CJ says, I would love to see Bobby do fantasy. Maybe down the line. Yeah. Why did the IDW shared universe stuff fizzle out, but Skybound Energon universe is successful? Asked Jim Largo. Better writing, better storytelling? I don't know. The only real thing that I have to say about IDW and Joe is I love Chuck Dixon's IDW G.I. Joe. I love it. I fucking love it. We got to get Chuck Dixon on here. I've been working on that. Yeah. Been working on that. Holy shit, man. What's holy shit? What do we do? No. Valaverse is not coming out with a furry force line. I haven't watched 3 POA, just like Jerk's stream, not for Jerk himself, but certain others because the favor certain people. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes it's easy for people to slide into tribalism, and it sucks. It really does. There was a fight near the AEW booth. Were they gay? Oh, it was at a panel. It was at a panel. It was in the fucking panel room. Yeah, 100%. Steven says it would be funny if the fight was in the Barbie section. Brandon says, I never have and would never chase a celebrity, was just curious. Way I see it, they owe me nothing beyond the performance I specifically paid to see. Yep. Yeah, I mean, I think 50% of it is what you said, Brandon. They go to like get the scoops and feel like they're part of something, and some people go to these things to get exclusives, as many of the exclusives as they can, and then they raffle off. You know what I mean? Like a certain guy who invented toy photography, raffles them off, you know, doing the people a solid and makes 10 times the price. Yeah. Yeah. Medieval Alchemist, I have to say that's funny. Lenny was letting it be known Valaverse is kicking Hasbro's ass. Well, yeah, he doesn't fucking care anymore. It was nice to hear that he was saying positive things about Bobby. I don't think that would mend any bridges, but yeah. Yeah. Mother Slug, I couldn't care less about seeing or meeting someone from movies or music. Not important enough for me to care. I care more about who I'm there with. Exactly. Right. Jason DeMello says, I watch Tony's channel still. I just meant 3 POAs different without him. Yeah, I mean, it's a different vibe, but you know, things change. That's one of the most true things in life is that things change, right? Semper Gumby, always flexible. You just never know how it's going to go. Crystal Clear says, I had the 3 3/4 inch Black Series Darth Vader. Yep. Yeah, remember they came in a little boop Black Series. Black Series started off as 4-inch because they removed all the articulation from the mainline 4-inch figures and felt like they could charge a premium. We're not going to get into that. Transporter. I don't always comment, but I'm always watching. I enjoy who you are and your opinion. The honesty is real. We all like what we like. Dude, thank you so much. I know you don't always comment, but I'm glad when you do. Just like everybody else. And that's why I try to read everybody's shit. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Even if you said, Chad, sometimes I like your opinions. Sometimes you're a piece of shit. I would say, you know what? I appreciate your opinion. CJ says, are you saying Energon show might not? No. The animated series for Energon is happening. Yeah, that's happening. I was talking about what G.I. Joe 66 was saying about do both. No, they're doing the Energon animated series. Absolutely. That's still rocking and rolling. I hope Energon Universe is locked down, not that later down the road it gets gay. Influences just saying as this shit is everywhere now. Oh yeah. I mean, people gotta interject their fucking ideologies into everything, dude. Wolverine is 52, Dreadnought is 47. Nice. Milk Connors, what the hell? Did I hurt or offend you? I'm not watching these snake eyes talk. You fucking better. You better be there. Come on, man. We're going to not pull any punches. It'll be great. It'll be awesome. Ken the Band, I'm not backing any more Kickstarters unless I know them. I had nothing but praise and positive things to say about Marauder John. Not Ruben. Ruben's a dumb fuck. But like John and a couple of the other people that actually like really currently work on Marauders. Right. But I mean, look what they did. They fucked everybody over with that non-Kickstarter. Everybody. Yeah. Drew G says, sorry, Chad. The Factory Ramen 80s 118 figure called gotcha. No. No, I'm not getting those. Sorry. IDW got massive woke. Of course they did. Yep. Hired Miss Kelly. The fuck was her name? Kelly Sudecki? My mind wants to say Sujihara, but that was the guy who was in charge of Warner Brothers. Yeah, Kelly something. If you don't like my politics, don't buy my books. Whoa, we saw what happened there. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, K-Max here. What's up, K-Max? It's good to see you, dude. Thank you for being here. I'm going to give you one of... Fuck. What am I going to give you? I'm going to give you something. I'm going to give you this. We're far enough in. It's been a while since I played this one.
Hello, motherfucker.
It's good to see you, dude. Thank you for being here. Just cruising through the chat, trying to catch up with everybody. Chad never leaves people out. Nope, I don't. Sometimes to the detriment of things. You guys get to reread shit that you read fucking half hour ago. The Iconic Con era of toy tubers was awesome. Sadly, those days are long gone. Yep. 100%. That's when it was fantastic. Oh, Kelly Sue DeConnick. That was her name. I was close. Whatever. Fuck you, man. Just kidding. Yeah, absolutely, Jim Largo. Yeah, those days are gone, man. It sucks. It really does. Whatever. Again, change. Change is a constant. G.I. Joe 66. I backed the Nexus Kickstarter and they funded. You can message them to see if you can still get in on it. Yep. Mm-hmm. Well, the backer kit, they'll still take people until the backer kit closes. I mean, that's just how that works. The Kickstarter is to get the funding. Once the funding is there, the backer kits, you can come in most of the time, 99% of the time, after a Kickstarter closes, and you can get in on the backer kit because they already have the money to cut the steel molds, et cetera, et cetera. So that's why a lot of upstart companies, they will make more from the backer kit than they initially had pledged during the Kickstarter, because once it funds, people go fucking nuts, right? Generally how that works. Yeah, 100%. Ken the Band, while I may agree with you on about 97%, 97%? I just can't agree with the fact that you haven't drank your... Shit ass.
Just checking in. Have you drank water today? Did you eat? Did you take your meds?
Well, she's a guy, so...
Look, just for you catching me, I doubled it up for you. Raiden, did I back World War Hell? Yes, but only the onesie twosies that aren't like demon zombie kind of a thing, because that's not my jam, right? Yes, I did back it, but like I said, yeah, I was very picky choosy. Robert's Infinite Realms. Tony's live stream Friday was the closest I felt to the Iconicon era vibe in a long time. Also made me laugh out loud for the first time in a while. Are you saying I don't make you laugh? I'm not good enough? Is that what you're saying? You guys heard it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not good enough to make Robert's Infinite Realms fucking laugh. Fuck you too. I'm sure it was. Yeah. I would have liked to have seen some of the people he had on there. I was busy. So, Mother Slug, off topic. I hope to meet you one day, Chad. As I feel we would get along well gay. So gay. All the homo. Yeah, we would. We definitely would. I love hanging out with people. 100%. I'm actually kind of introverted in public. Like I'll talk with people, but I don't just like run up to people. I'm just very much like to myself. So, Wolverine, thank you for being here. We're about to wind it down anyway. Appreciate you, my dude. Ken the Band says, I backed World War Hell for 4 figures. I believe I'd have to go check. I think I just, everything that wasn't like undead bullshit, I backed like 2 of each, something like that. I don't fucking know, whatever. CJ, I liked Tony's live stream. I didn't understand the Masters of the Universe movie hate, but to each his own. It was a great stream. Yeah, I mean, we all have our own opinions. I liked the Masters movie, but again, I'm not so emotionally invested in Masters of the Universe as an intellectual property that I had to like, it's gotta be just like this. So I just liked it for what it was. It was better than Kevin Smith's fucking girl power bullshit. That was my metric. That was where I was at. So, yeah, DL Racer. See, I made DL Racer laugh. Fuck you, Robert. Robert, you say that because you won a prize. Ooh, did you? You fucking glazer. You're a fucking shill. DL Racer, question for you. Ooh, from Chad to Chad. Dude, are you a fucking Chad? Fuck yeah, Chads. What is the mission statement / goal for the Hollywood activists that are trying to emasculate men and introduce inappropriate identity politics? Oh, dude. We could talk about that fucking all night. You know what? I'm not trying to shamelessly plug my new weekday show that's starting tomorrow, but every day, Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to start doing a comment of the day. That's going to be it right there. I'm going to fucking screenshot this out of the chat because this could be a fucking half-hour conversation in itself. I think the reality is there are a lot of people, they think that like patriarchy is bad. They think that manhood is bad. And you look at a lot of women, especially leftist white women, they don't believe in the nuclear family. They don't believe in marriage unless it only works in their favor, which is why you see divorce rates on the rise, especially with leftists. More conservative leaning people, much higher successful marriage percentages. Having kids, they don't believe in like the traditional family values kind of a thing. It's very much like a, me, very selfish. And so this whole thing about masculinity, males being the protectors, of their families, they don't like that because they feel that it kind of lessens them. And so that's where terms like toxic masculinity come from. And then you get a lot of these people on the left where they just hate traditional family values. And so they try to say that anything masculine is bad, right? That's where you get like the whole girls get it done, girl boss, Mary Sue bullshit from, women who you see them written in a lot of, media today where they talk at men, they talk down to men. I mean, look at Admiral Holdo in fucking weird fucking oversized head Ryan Johnson's movie that ruined Star Wars. She's every fucking trope you can think of. She's an asshole to the men. She withholds information, tactical information. She has purple fucking hair. I mean, she's a horrible fucking character, but that's how they see themselves, as like the heroes. You know, we're the heroes. Girls get it done. Girl power. Fuck. Yeah. Cooked, man. Totally cooked. Toy Odyssey, thank you for being here. I appreciate you very much. Darkhawk says the Motu movie would have been a lot better if it had skipped the MCU humor. I will agree there were some parts where it was unnecessary, but there are other parts where they knew what they were doing and they leaned into a lot of the memes and stuff like that. DL Racer, I'm actually going to screenshot your comment right now. We're premiering our movie trailer on Tuesday. Dude, awesome. That's what I'm talking about. Chad, some comment was made. I don't think they watched Kevin Smith's Tila show. I don't know. I'm the LinkedIn Chad. Fuck yeah, dude. Yes, you make me. Oh, you look, you backpedaling motherfucker. But Michael, Tony, Melinda, Bobby, etc. were rapid fire chuckles. Not the Hawaiian shirt guy. I don't know who that is. So, look, Robert, you know I love you. I wouldn't joke with you if I didn't think you knew I was joking with you. Masters of the Universe had a low bar. Just do better than the 87 movie. I was happy to see Dolph Lundgren in it. If it didn't have Dolph Lundgren in it, I was going to be pissed. 100%. What are we waiting for? Start that shit now? No. Tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern. Shut up. Kevin Smith lies like a motherfucker. You want to talk about somebody who used to have authenticity and then he became part of the Hollywood fucking machine? Same thing with Larry Hama. They all just want to get in with the fucking Hollywood elites. They want to get in that bubble so bad they'll fucking sell their souls. Yeah. No. I mean, anything Kevin Smith did after Clerks 2 is garbage. That's just my opinion. 100% my opinion. Mother Slug, I have no filter, even in public life. I say what I want whenever I want. Yeah, me too. I mean, I have, like situational awareness. But yeah, there's a difference. Chad, Leslie, and I hit 478. Any chance you can give us a shout out for subs? Yeah, man. Fucking. Is Jeffy still here? Is one of my mods here to put your fucking link in the chat? If not, I'll fucking do it myself right now. Wait one. I'll do it. That's what she said. Then I'm going to have to wind down, kids, because I'm about to fucking tinkle in my pants. Slade on Slade. There we go. Wait one. Ladies and gentlemen, for some good, awesome service members with some fun content. I did say content. I'm sorry. If you don't mind, why don't you give Slade on Slade a look? If you like their stuff, maybe give them a sub. Check them out. They're good, awesome people. Very, very intelligent, intellectual, pro-American people. And I love them for that. Where did I recently watch a speech about how a man protects those he loves? Oh, yeah. It was the Masters of the Universe movie. Yeah. There were some fucking based messages in that movie. Absolutely. Hey, toxic animals usually bear strong, bright colors to serve as a warning to others. That's weird. That's weird. That's weird. Oh, does it look like this?
Chad, how insensitive of you.
Maybe. Probably. G.I. Joe 66 says, take the 83 APC, make it so the doors open in the front, use the UK version, the Action Force ATC, open back hatch, top turns in a medical field hospital. Yeah, you could do a million things with the APC, but it has to float. If it doesn't float, it's bullshit. Yep. Mother Slug says, I feel like every day of my life is 1993's falling down. Did you forget the fucking briefcase? That's a great movie. And people want to dog on fucking Citizen Vigilante because they don't like the message of the movie because it destroys all their fucking diversity is our strength fucking lies. But at its core, Citizen Vigilante is just like falling down, V for Vendetta, law-abiding citizen. You know, people just didn't like the message because it hurts because it's true. Yeah, big love, brother. Absolutely. You know, I'll hook it up. Oh, yeah, you put your link in there. Well, I did too. There's a fucking direct link right there. Bloop, 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 bloop. Kevin Smith is a loser nowadays. That heart attack he had changed more than his life. I did appreciate how Clerks 3 was all about the near-death experience and making the low-budget movie about their life as clerks. I did kind of like that weird full circle aspect of it, but yeah, Kevin Smith, like, I don't know if he's a fake fan or if he really was a fan and then he got into Hollywood and they were like, no, you got to make it all about Tila and girl power and her and this weird unspoken fucking gay relationship shit. And Mark Hamill as Skeletor, he was just Skeletor playing the Joker. I don't know, whatever. Yeah. Hasbro headquarters tell Super 7 to make the A-Team. They don't have the license. So I don't think the He-Man movie had MCU humor. I kind of laughed at some of the humor. Some parts didn't need comedy. I admit that. It's not a perfect movie. Yeah, it's not a perfect movie. It's not. You know, and again, like if we all sat down, all of us, and said, okay, we're going to pick apart that movie, I'd be like, fucking Kristen Wiig as Roboto. Why did they make Triclops black? You know, and then I would just start going, boop, 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 boop. But at the same time, none of it bothered me because it just didn't. And that's the thing. Like we can rip things down if we want all day long. Am I on X? Yeah, dude. I'm on X. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me open this in a new window. I am on X, but that being said, I haven't posted fuck all in the longest time, which I need to get better at that. Bam. There's my X. I just put it in the chat. Yeah, I mean, we could rip things down all day long. I mean, you can rip down the government. You could rip down, you know, your fellow collectors. You could rip down YouTubers that you don't like, movies. But again, I've always been if it doesn't interest me, I'm just not going to partake. Just not going to watch it. Not going to buy it, right? I don't understand people who hate purchase, right? Like fucking Bobby B, and hate purchasing all the Valaverse toys just to get clicks because everybody knows he's going to do like this fucked up reverse compliment sandwich where he's going to shit on it, say something kind of decent, and then shit on it again. Or people whose whole shtick is to just like bitch about everything and then buy it all anyway. I don't get that. Or people who hate watch YouTubers. You got to have no life to fucking do that. That's for sure. Chad, if you sprinkle while you tinkle, please be neat and wipe the seat. Fuck you, man. I'll do whatever I want with my toilet seat. I'll piss all over it. I got nothing. I'm sorry. It's not healthy holding in your urine, sir. You're not the boss of my bladder. Don't fucking tell me what to do. Zero, it's good to see you, my friend. Thank you for being here. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, look at that. You just said you'll see everybody. We're going to have a good time. I still got to work on making some more assets for it. At first, I'll probably just be like, hey, here's the comment of the day. But then moving forward, I'll probably make a clip for it. I just don't know how I'm going to do it. Kyle Funk, what's up, brother? Look at that American flag. I fucking love it. Catching the replay, Chad. Hope you've had a great weekend. Heading to see the Odyssey in IMAX. Got to see it for myself. Again, I think that kind of coincides with the talk about Masters of the Universe, and we could pick shit apart. I mean, I have no interest in watching the Odyssey, but I know plenty of people who said it was good. I don't care. about it's not even Homer's The Odyssey. It's the fucking modern feminist retelling of Homer's The Odyssey. Once you know that, okay, then you know what you're getting into. But it's not Homer's The Odyssey. Nope. Why would someone buy Valaverse just to complain about it? I don't know. Why would somebody be a fucking MP and act like they're the hardest combat arms motherfucker in the world? You can't be a pogue in combat arms at the same time. Yeah, he's an ass. Yeah. But again, I don't go hate watch his shit, so it is what it is. Chad, this was fun. Have a great week. You too, Action Joe Fix. Thank you very much, my friend. Who pisses in the toilet? Piss in the yard. Look, most of us are men here. The world is our urinal. That's why women don't like us. Piss wherever we want. That being said, no, I'm going to leave it at that. He already peed in a bottle with the God damn it. Look, I spent many a decades pissing in bottles in vehicles. You ever shit in an MRE bag? It'll change your life. Nico says, you ought to see these nuts. That's what I'm talking about. Mother Slug, see you when I see you, friend. Have a great rest of your night. You as well. Milt Connor says, mandatory fun needs a zany theme song like the Banana Split Show. Look, that would have to be AI. I have no experience or any of the stuff with any of that. I don't know how to do that. I'm just using my music. You guys know my music. When you hear it, you're like, fuck yeah, let's go. Yep. Nico says, as a Greek man, this movie is shit. Could you imagine if they did a fucking movie about La Cosa Nostra, right? Like the Italian mafia. We go all the way back to like old school Italy or Sicily and like the citrus trade and all that stuff. And it's a bunch of fucking motastarures. That wasn't a racial term. That just means like motherfuckers. And it was just a bunch of like, you know what I'm saying? Like the cast of the Odyssey. No, absolutely not. Fuck no. Mother Slug says it wouldn't be the first time shitting in an MRE bag. Mother Slug, have a good night. Original Dark Hawk, have a good night. Killer Drums works too. Yeah. All right. I love you all. You're the best. Hopefully I will see some of you for mandatory fun tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. It's the debut episode. We'll see how it goes. Thank you all for being here. For those of you who were here with me and Stutter and Craig from SIDESCROLLERS, thanks bunch. If you came in later, go watch it on replay. Have an awesome day. So I ran the members outro. Come here. Come on. Come on. Fuck you then. I ran the members outro, ran to the toilet, did my thing just to come back and say have a good night. Yeah.
Go!